And 3, 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Welcome, everyone. For the very first time in history, I can say, good morning to you all, 100,000 amazing human beings who just happen to be on the same programming journey as myself, Maria. So before we begin, I just wanted to say thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, advising, and just being so awesome. I wouldn't be here without your feedback and without your input. So thank you so much for being involved here. Now, I see there's lots of awesome comments already. I really appreciate you guys for being here and for leaving this for me. So I can start this live session with some really, really nice input from you guys. Let's have a quick look. Let's see who's here. Oh, we have Badger, who is a moderator on our Discord server as well as on YouTube. And if you guys are curious, you can definitely join our Discord server by following this link, which I am sharing in the comments in about a second. There you go. It is there. Awesome. Now, good morning to Katrina. Hi, great to see you. Good morning to Distant Patrick, the star. Good morning and good afternoon to all the rest of the folks who I see here. Wow, there are so many messages, guys. Yes, so happy to see you. So yeah, good morning. So this stream is dedicated for all your questions that you have about YouTube and about this awesome journey of video editing, video filming, and programming, perhaps. So yeah, I am ready for you guys. Make sure to leave your comments below. Let's see. So first comment we will look at. Maria, can you move to Ontario? Leave your boyfriend for me. Also teach me coding and provide me financially. Yeah. No. And not just because of Ontario. There are several reasons. But yeah, I appreciate the suggestion. Definitely. Hi, Josh. Josh is also a moderator on Discord as well as on YouTube. Both Josh and Badger are really knowledgeable programmers. So if they're answering you on some kind of programming questions in the comments, they're professionals, okay? Not myself. I'm still a student, but they actually work in the industry. Let's see. You should make a video on the Python Ursina engine. Haven't heard of it yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Okay. At what age did you start coding? Love from India. So first of all, namaste from Vancouver. Second of all, I've started coding when I was 12. I was starting with HTML and CSS, like many other kids. And yeah, as soon as I got my broadband connection, I started to explore the amazing internet. And back then, hosting, web hosting was still free and it was easy to do if you were a kid. Right now, it's a bit more complicated, but yeah, these were the days for sure. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hello from Moscow. Здрасте, привет. Хорошего вечера. Start, watch you, nice work. Большое спасибо. Hello, everybody from Nino. Hello, Maria, cute as always. Thank you so much. Wow, you guys are awesome. Great. What games do you play, Maria? Okay, this is a really good question. You always see this this Steam. Actually, you don't see it now because I have this overlay of my social media, but you always see Steam on my videos. So one of my favorite games is probably The Division 2. That's the one I'm playing online sometimes as well. That's Ubisoft. Now, at the moment, I play Forza, GTA 5, Natural Vision. And what else? Yeah, pretty much that's all I do in the meanwhile. But I don't really have a lot of time because I'm studying, I'm working on this Python Simplified channel. So I have lots of things to take care of before I can start gaming. And I feel irresponsible when I do so because I have other stuff to do. So yeah. Awesome. We have some people joining from LinkedIn. Hi, Charlie. You're great. Thank you. Wow. I'm so happy to see all these compliments. You guys make me feel so good. Hi from Bulgaria. Preslav. You know that Mario, my spouse, is also from Bulgaria. We're actually thinking about visiting soon. Hopefully we will. Visiting Sofia. Mario has a lot of family there. Awesome. Let's say hello from Spain. Muchas gracias. Hola, hola, Tobs. Hey, I've been doing challenge in work today. It is written in Go, and we have to make the fastest image compare program. We have a few weeks, and we get 50 euro for the fastest. Nice, nice. And 20 euro for the least CPU. Cool. That's a good incentive for a workplace, I think. Awesome. Did you visit India yet? No, I have not visited India yet. I hope I will one day. I heard a lot of good things about Goa in particular. My dad might visit India soon. He's going to tell me all kinds of stuff about it. Okay, thank you for helping me with Python coding, lady. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm here to help. Keep up the good job. Great inspiration. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. KVMD is here as well. Hi. Hello, hello. I don't understand anything. Well, will you learn Russian already? Я думала, что я хорошо говорю. I have a bit of an accent. I actually have a bit of an accent on all the languages I speak because I'm a serial immigrant, apparently. So my apology. I don't have a very smooth Russian, that's for sure. Wow, so many different places. Awesome. Thank you so much for the comments. Cool. Now, I was hoping it to be a YouTube dedicated stream. Something, because, it sounds like a very simple journey. It sounds like, well, I'm just going to film a bunch of YouTube videos. I'm going to post them and people will watch. But when you actually start doing this, you realize that it's not so easy. There's all kinds of challenges involved. And the thing about video editing and video filming is that it almost requires a whole new profession. It's a whole new set of skills for sure. So if I can make your journey shorter, if I can help you with any type of advice or with anything that will get you to your goals faster, definitely ask me. I am here. You can ask me anything regarding my camera, what type of model do I use, regarding my microphone, maybe the software I'm using, or some kind of tricks of how to edit your videos. Everything that comes to your mind, just ask me. And the reason why I'm not doing this as a lecture kind of a kind of a lesson is because I don't know what is interesting to you. Okay? So if you let me know, for sure, I can give you some feedback on my end. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What else? You guys are writing so many comments. It's awesome. Hello, hello, it's Manuel. Good morning, Maria. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, muy bien. I started my C++ journey last night. Awesome. But I'll keep watching your Python lessons. Actually, as somebody who studied C++, I have to admit that you will be comparing C++ to Python time and again, nonstop, because even though C++ is the perfect language to create professional software, but in the end of the day, Python is just so simple that it takes a journey of 3 days in C++ and it summarizes it into 3 minutes, basically, just because the syntax of the language is much easier when it comes to Python. You don't really need to declare the data type of variables and, these sort of stuff. So yeah, I like Python, but I do use other programming languages as well, and C++ is a really good one to learn. Yeah, a lot of Python is actually written in C++. So, are you working in any product-based company? No, I am actually working on Python simplified alone. That's it. Self-employed, working from home. That's what I do, folks. Let's see. Hi, Mom. Yeah. Back to calling me Mom. Okay. No problem, children. No problem. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we have here. First thing, I love to learn code from my crush. And second, learn from India. Wow, we have so many people from India here. I at least read 5 comments from folks from India. Awesome. Hello from Iran. Hello, hello. What do I know in Persian? I know mercy, but it's not exactly Persian. I know hop. Tadik. These are the words I know. Наше есть. Всегда наше есть, конечно. What else? Congratulations on 100K. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A lot of it is because of you guys. This channel is growing organically based on your recommendations, based on your sharing. My strategy in terms of marketing the channel is not very advanced. It doesn't involve a lot of social media platforms. I only recently joined Twitter, as you guys have heard. So yeah, it's all because of you guys. It's all thanks to you. So again, thank you so much. Awesome. What else do we have here? What else? Actually, I read those comments earlier. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I realized that if I don't have anything to say, I'm just going to start singing something. Shoo-be-doo-pop-pop, shoo-be-doo-pop-pop. I'm reading the comments. Hi, congrats. Hopefully, I will be a streamer YouTuber as you one day from Argentina. Hello, Garon. I hope so too. Actually, there's so many different things to cover in terms of programming, at least on YouTube. There's so many things that people haven't even touched yet. And I have so many ideas and only one brain and two hands to implement them. So I'd be really, really happy if you guys are, joining and providing some material for beginners as well, for intermediate beginners. Just keep posting information out there, spread your knowledge, and try to help as many people as possible. I've seen lots of people who are trying to make money from it, but I don't know. For me, I see education as something that should be given for free. It should be open source. It should be something that it doesn't matter what's your social economic status. You should be able to reach good resources of information, in my opinion. Okay, what else is here? Oh, sorry, I didn't read this. I did read this one. Shoo-be-doo-pop-pop. Okay, do you watch Mr. Robot? If so, what's your thoughts on it? Actually, I didn't watch the entire series. I watched some of the first season. Udbav recommended it to me, and I loved it. It was really, really good. Actually, some of the practices you see there, it's something that's being applied, by hackers on a daily basis, especially with this USB thing, right? You've seen in the first season, there was a scene where a lady was just throwing a bunch of USBs next to a police office building, and somebody just happened to pick up one of those USBs, and without thinking about it, he just plugged it into his computer, one of the officers. And once you do so, and you don't know where this USB came from, right, and you plug it into such a sophisticated system as a police computer system, this could be a virus. It's a very dangerous thing. So if you're watching it, it gives you some nice practices of how to avoid attacks by hackers. So yeah, I loved it. Okay, so this is just comments between people. Yeah, listen to Badger. He's very, very smart. I vouch for it. Okay, hello from El Salvador. Love your coding content. I'm still a newbie, but working my way up. Absolutely. It's all about learning and expanding because we all start from somewhere. I get a lot of comments saying, well, Maria, your code is not perfect. You can improve it. You can, right, of course. Rome was not built in one day. It takes time. And very often beginners, what happens is that people are focusing on making things work. They don't necessarily care if it works faster or more efficiently or better. They just want it to work. Okay, so this is what I consider a beginner's practice. Make it work. Once you become more advanced, you can then optimize things and you can think about the logic behind your commands. But yeah, some of the things I'm showing, and I mention it in the videos, is there are better approaches, right? Sometimes I even tell you what those approaches are. But yeah, it's a nice way of practicing your skills. Okay, so a background looks like some Call of Duty lobby. Yeah, actually, that's the Rogue official, the Republic of Gamers, the Asus. My computer is a majority of it is Asus. Okay, and it's specifically the Republic of Gamers Rogue build. So these backgrounds, you can actually get it through Rogue, and it's really, really nice. I get it along with my RGB settings. It's all synchronized with my keyboard and mouse and computer and whatnot. So it's really, really cool. Let's see. Did you make marketing for initial growth of YouTube channel? This is a really, really good question. So before I had any followers on YouTube, I was on Facebook. I do not have a Facebook account at this point of time, but it used to be on Facebook. And the first few videos, I was posting them in a Facebook group called Python. It is ran by Fred Nora. And the last time I've checked, they had 35. Yeah, they had 350K. Sorry, that was the number of members. Probably now they're above 500,000. So I started there and I started to post my videos in the group. Now, one of the videos, I had some kind of an argument with Fred, the person in charge of this group, and then he's just offered me in the end of this argument to like, hey Maria, do you just want to be a moderator? And I accepted it. So I was a moderator in this group for quite some time. So my first few videos, they were just posted by regular users. But after, my other videos, they were posted by a moderator. So when you are a moderator, people will see your comments and they would think you're smarter and more professional very often, very often. So I think it did give me a good boost. But here's the thing. On each and every one of my posts in this Facebook group, I had lots of likes. People were really liking and commenting and interacting, and I spent lots of time interacting back. Problem is, out of all those comments and all those likes, barely anybody, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 people actually came to YouTube, right? So people were just focusing on Facebook and talking to me on Facebook. So I realized after some time that it may not be a very good strategy because I want people to come to YouTube. I don't want them to stay on Facebook. It's not the platform where I'm actually at. And yeah, so Facebook did not work very well for me. And I think that particularly in the realm of programming, not a lot of us are appreciating social media. I find it a lot. A lot of programmers they know exactly what is wrong with social media, so they tend not to use it very often. So yeah, Twitter is a completely different ball game. This is where the public discourse is. So all the new modules, all the new libraries, all the innovations of Python and other programming languages are being posted on Twitter. And this platform creates the public discourse on news organizations, like on news channels and things of that sort. So Twitter is important, right? But yeah, Facebook didn't work for me. LinkedIn still doesn't work for me. The only reason why I'm posting on LinkedIn is because I'm thinking of a scenario where a person is looking for a job and it's applying for a bunch of jobs, and they had just a bit of GUI applications on their GitHub. And then they encounter my video, they get a really nice idea, and within 45 minutes, they have a brand new project. And when you're looking for jobs, any type of project may be the reason why, you're getting the job or not getting the job. So this is why I'm posting on LinkedIn, just to make sure that people are, just to make the difference between finding a job or not finding a job for other people. Who knows? I don't know. It's worth it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, this is where I'm at. I tried Instagram for a bit. Instagram is not a platform for programming, programming related topics. It's a lot for, for very beautiful girls who are not dressed or not covered completely. Yeah, this works on Instagram, or maybe food. But how you gonna post your code on Instagram? It's quite challenging. So you cannot even attach any links. So I don't think it's a very good strategy for a YouTube programming channel. Again, programming in particular. Yeah. You're Russian. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I thought so. As somebody who I left Ukraine when I was 6 years old. That's it. I'm much older now. And ever since, I did not really talk. I only talk Russian with my family. That's it. How old are you? You don't ask a lady how old she is. What kind of question is that, folks? I am 17 many, many years in a row. Decades. Okay. Oh, привет из Украины. Hello, Andrei. Yeah, my motherland. Love you. Awesome. Thank you so much. I love you too, guys. Hello, Maria. What procedures do you follow first before write any line of code? Any line of code. So the first thing I do is I imagine. So I use my imagination. I think what kind of an application I want to build. And it's usually related to some kind of a piece of data that I found. So for example, I encountered upon this recipe database online. It wasn't organized very well, so I ended up scraping it, but I thought about it. If I have a nice database for recipe, I can make a random recipe picker application. So it always starts with an idea, something creative. Now, in terms of the pie game, for example, I made a pie game tutorial of a car game. Now, this car game, I played it as a kid on my Tetris console. And then when I grew up, I am able to pretty much apply the exact same principles on a much nicer, nicely designed application, and I can implement things that I remember as a child. So think about projects that you're comfortable with, something that you already know all the rules of conduct, all the rules and all the regulations of this game or this app, and start building it. Now, I don't do a lot of preparation. I usually design a logo. I use Adobe Illustrator, which is a really nice, it's a really, oh, actually, it is not straight on the screen. This is what I do in terms of graphic design and in terms of creating up the wireframes of my application. So let's just create a new file, and I'm going to demonstrate the entire process of me designing a logo or whatever it is. So first thing I do is I navigate to this lovely website called Flat Icon. And in here, I am searching for whatever theme my logo is all about. So let's say cooking. Let's type this keyword. Let's see, we have all kinds of nice icons. Maybe I'll just slightly enlarge it. And this gives you a nice ideas for logos, right? You can have this icon, you can click on it, and you can download it for free. There's also certain variations of this icon, right? And you can find all kinds of nice things. This would be a nice logo. Then you just download it as a PNG or whatever, free download. This is flaticon.com, by the way. This is the website. I drag and drop it into my Illustrator. Let's do that. And here I do something called tracing this image, because right now this is an image. I cannot do much with it. But if I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you guys can see it. So if I press on embed and then I press on image trace, 16 colors, for example, this turns into an object, into a vector. Then I press on expand, and beautiful, look at this. Now I can ungroup elements. I can change their colors. If I want this to be this dark color, I can do that. If I want to remove this heart, I can do so. So basically now you're controlling this image, while how you had it earlier, like this, you cannot do any changes. You cannot click on anything. You cannot ungroup it because you are dealing with a raster image, right? So this is just some basic guidelines of graphic design. And next to it, you just slightly edit it. I never leave it the same as I downloaded it. I always want it to be nicer. And yeah, and then once you're done designing this logo, let's actually create a new artboard. Okay, we simply go to File, we export it, save it for web, and we save it as PNG, which now takes over my entire screen. So I'm just gonna close it. But yeah, that's usually the process. Now, once I have a logo, once I have a basic wireframe, I just move on with creating this application. Probably not the best practice. You probably better design it first. But again, I'm dealing with some simple applications on Python Simplified in particular. If you watched my university projects, they'll be much more complicated and not as simple to explain line by line. So that's why I'm focusing on simple tutorials for beginners. But yeah, I'm very creative when it comes to writing code. I have a general plan, and everything else I kind of wing it and I improve it as I go. So very often I would design an app, I would wait a few days, I will not even look at it, and then I'll get back to it and I will find much better and more efficient ways of implementing it. So that's what I usually do. Alrighty. Hello from Kyrgyzstan. Ah, nice. It would be great if you could make a video about Django. Django is on my list. We will handle Django very, very soon. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. Okay. If you spam, you will be put in timeout. Okay. I guess there are some spammers here. I didn't even notice. Yeah, because I'm so up the comments. There's like hundreds of comments below. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's try to keep up the pace. Okay, anyone play chess? Okay, Tobbs, come on, ask me questions. I'm joking. No, keep talking to people. Can you make video? Okay, I've seen this one. So first thing, I love to learn code. I've seen all these comments. Okay, so let me go to the very, very bottom. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe my StreamYard is a bit buggy. Okay, I'm lost, but love either field, web development, app development, game development. Which would be a good field to purse for my own learning and development? If you like all three of them, it's kind of hard to decide for you. So there's probably one that you enjoy more and you can actually invest more time in learning. There must be at least one. Okay, now you don't have to limit yourself. Just because you are focusing on web development doesn't mean that you need to stop dealing with game development and app development. Just keep expanding at least in one of those niches, and you can always adjust. People are changing jobs, changing positions all the time, and if you have all the basic principles of programming in your toolkit, you can expand it and you can grow anywhere you'd like. Your experience is applicable to many different fields. Just because you're designing applications doesn't mean that you're not suitable for a web development job. Yeah, it's going to be a slight learning curve, but again, it depends on your level of experience. If you do have some projects to show, it's applicable. It's not like you're a graphic designer that's trying to get a bunch of high-tech jobs. It's not as applicable, right? But if you're an application developer and you're looking for a job in iOS development, you have a better chance, But yeah, just do as your heart desires. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hola, gracias por tu videos. Per nada? De nada. Aha, this is what you say. He aprendido muchas cosas nuevas. Cosas nuevas is new things. Awesome. So I'm assuming you learn new things. Super happy to hear that. Muchas gracias, señor. Muchas gracias. Ali is here. Hello. What's up? So Ali was following the channel from almost the very, very get-go. Same goes for Dark Wolf, who had his first comments here in the stream. And yeah, Josh was also there for a very, very long time. So I really appreciate all the regulars. I really appreciate all the newbies who are just joining our amazing journey. This is a community that grows slowly, but we're getting there. It's gonna get there. Hello, Udbab, for joining us as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the greetings. This is Udbab, who recommended me on the Mr. Robot series. Yeah, that's right. Awesome. Is modern web dev much like app dev? Probably nothing like it, but again, if you study object-oriented programming, for example, you learn about a lot of principles that have to do with programming. You can apply them on web development. You can apply them on other fields. You can learn about algorithms and all kinds of stuff, and it's applicable. But yeah, in terms of asking me things about job opportunities and professional development and things of that sort, I'm going to try to do some interviews with really with developers who already work in high tech, who have a lot of experience. Some of them they self-taught, some of them learned in the university, some of them learned in a boot camp. I'm going to try to make a series of interviews, but I need to get better with my live speech first. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't do it very well, but I will. I believe I can do it much better than I do it so far, so it's going to happen. Cool. Let's see what else. Hello, I'm a big fan of you. The way you are presenting and explaining the flow control is awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Awesome. Cool. What else? Hello, Creative Stevie. All righty. What else we have? Here? Oh, we have some more people from LinkedIn. Hello from Spain. Hello, Jose. Hello. We have J.A., my Slipknot loving friend. Hi, Am, the mother of the Python code. How is it going? Congratulations. You deserve a very nice and cool things in life. Thank you. So are you guys. Again, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support. Nowhere near it, that's for sure. All right. Hello, I am planning on creating a YouTube channel. Uses games to teach about the basics of programming and computer science. How did you decide on this career and what I should know? So, Yang Zuko, I did not think it's going to be my career. For a moment, I did not think that this channel will get me to 100,000 subscribers and people will actually care about what I have to share. I never thought it will get that way, because you probably don't notice it now, but if you watch my first few videos, you will see that the connection between me and video editing is It's very, very slim. I did not know how to do it well when I started. So everything I've learned on the go. And the reason why it happened is because you guys were providing me some really nice feedback. Now, when you decide on starting a channel, there are a few things that you need to consider. These are the stuff that I did not consider. I did not think about them, okay? So the first thing you do is you look for competition. You want to see if the videos you are providing, if they have demand, and if there are other people who are doing the exact same thing. So, for example, you are now trying to make bread. Okay, you have a new KitchenAid, and you're trying to make all kinds of different breads. And I'm telling this as a personal story. And you're looking for some good tutorials on bread baking, and you cannot find them. Yeah, you can find tutorials about bread baking, but none of them has good recipes. So what do? So you see how much competition you have. You see how much demand there is for your videos. So are the people who are looking for bread videos, are there hundreds of thousands of them? Are there millions of them? Or are there tens of them? That's the first thing you need to check. Are the things that you are working on, how much potential audience? Oh, guys, my microphone was off. Sorry. I don't know for how much I don't know for how long I've been talking with a mic that was off. So let me know in the comments below if it was a very long amount of time. That's embarrassing. Okay. So what I was saying, shoo-be-doo-pop-pam, shoo-be-doo-pop-pam. I told you every time that I'm stuck and I don't know what to say, I'm just gonna start singing. Shooby-dooby. Okay, Badger is confirming that it was just a few seconds that my microphone was off. Okay, so you didn't miss much. Okie dokie. Now, so another thing you need to keep in mind is the name of your channel. And there is two approaches here. You can either go for a topic that is being widely covered, such as tourism and traveling and maybe programming in general, or you can focus on a niche just as much as I did. I focused on the Python programming niche, and not only on the Python programming niche, but also on the beginners niche, because it's Python simplified. So I'm obviously simplifying things. We're not Python for professionals, things of that sort. So by choosing a channel name, you need to kind of convey what you are trying to do. And yeah, that's probably the first step. Now, in terms of equipment, you don't need to have anything fancy. My first few videos, I filmed them with my phone. There you go. That's all I needed. You download an application that it's called IP Webcam. I actually happen to have a video that shows you guys exactly how to operate it. I didn't show you how to use it. I showed you how to use it with Python, but you can actually use it with your OBS studio. Let me just find this video over here. Sorry, folks. It takes some time. I have a bunch of them now. It was easier earlier. And this one is the stream to code video. So there you go. This is the thumbnail. Oh, this is the thumbnail. Check it out if you'd like to see how to connect your phone camera to your OBS studio or your Python or anything else, right? And then you don't really need new equipment. Now, the only thing I do recommend on buying is a new microphone. It doesn't have to be a fancy microphone such as this guy. You don't need to have a fancy stand for it. Just get the cheapest $40 microphone you can get. Whatever you get is probably better than the microphone you have on your phone. Okay, just keep that in mind. Now, obviously, right now I'm not filming with my phone, but yeah, definitely use this advice. Now, another thing you need, and it's not really necessary, but it's only if you want to look extra good, just get yourself a nice light. Something that is round, something that is just makes you look a bit more appealing. I highly recommend it. Now, in terms of green screen, I've seen lots of videos. I've seen lots of very professional YouTubers who's been doing this for years, okay? And they do not have a green screen. So green screen is optional. You don't have to have it. And there's all kinds of software that are able to mimic a green screen, even if you don't have it. Oh, awesome. Another, thank you so much for this awesome super chat. Congratulations for the 100K. Can you talk a little about your experience studying remotely? How do you manage your focus and time? This is an awful experience, you guys, honestly. I don't know if awful is the word. Again, if you have a job, if you don't want to quit, that's the logical thing to do. Study remotely and you can continue your life and you just study after hours. That's a good solution. The problem is when you study remotely, the university is aware that you're not going to be there tomorrow knocking on your professor's door demanding some answers to your questions. So it's very easy to ignore you. Okay. And that's what my university in particular is doing with me. Many cases. And there's really nobody to speak to. There's really nobody to complain to. It's not like if I were to study here in SFU, in Simon Fraser University, I almost did. I signed up, but something in the last moment told me, Maria, go for distance learning. And I'm glad I did because, this COVID, I'm not supposed to say this word, this disease that is going on since 2019, which I'm not allowed to say the word on YouTube. It started, right? It started right after I made my decision. So if I were to decide to study in a physical university, it would take me much longer to get where I am today because I started from the get-go in a distance learning facility without really knowing that that's how people's lives would be in the next 2 years. It was a good decision, particularly in my case. But honestly, you guys, this doesn't replace physically going to university by any means at all. You get a lot of knowledge, but all this knowledge you can get by yourself online. So if you have good practices in terms of self-studying, and if you are good at concentrating on your own, and if you're generally curious about programming, I don't know if it's, there's nothing that I've studied in a university that I couldn't find on my own. I have some brilliant lecturers, don't get me wrong, some brilliant folks. But sometimes you don't get brilliant folks and you're stuck for an entire semester with some really poorly edited videos, with poorly edited sound, and with teachers that just read from the teleprompt. So they're not exactly teachers. They're more like robots. I am reading what is written. I am not really teaching anyone. Now, actually, let's talk about something very fast. It's something I discovered not too long ago. My particular university offers 3 of my most favorite courses with my most favorite lecturers on Coursera. So if you go to Coursera, I'm gonna look it up, guys. Actually, no, this is my dashboard of my university. You can see you have all kinds of courses here, just to show you guys how it looks like. This is an official university. So I go into my modules. This is algorithms and data structures is one of the things I'm taking this semester. You have your weeks separated. For example, let's go to week 1 just to demonstrate how everything looks like. You have videos. You have the transcript of those videos. You have reading instructions. You have quizzes, right? You have all kinds of really nice things to do. Some of these quizzes are summative, which is something that goes into your grade. Some of them are not summative, so I don't do them. They're much easier on Coursera than they are on other platforms. So let me actually look up my courses on Google, because apparently I'm already logged in, so it's not going to show it very well. So how computers work, Coursera. Now, this is my all-time favorite course and my all-time favorite lecturer. And I just discovered that you can even try it for free. Okay, this is an actual module in my university. Okay, Marco Gilis is one of the best lecturers I've ever seen. Actually, I've learned a lot from him. The way that he carries his arms, the way he uses his body language to explain things. It was really, really nice. So I highly recommend this one. And if you're struggling in terms of hardware, computer hardware, and understanding it, this will give you some incredible, this will give you an amazing background. That's pretty much all you need. Now, there's other courses that you can access. But again, you don't have to be enrolled with the University of London to get to those courses. You can even try them for free. I don't know how much Coursera is charging in terms of subscription, but yeah, these are university level courses for sure. So if you're curious, check them out. See if you like it. If you do like it, Dago, try it. Why not? So in the end of the day, you do make a commitment to when you start studying. But the fact that when you do this remotely, it's not as committing and it's much more flexible than it is when you need to go to a class. So basically, you can organize your time in whichever way you'd like. So you can study at night, you can study in the evenings, you can study on the weekends, you can study once a month, honestly, which is pretty much what I do. You just sit down and you just binge watch everything, you write everything in your notebooks, and you're trying to keep up with the pace. But yeah, I don't recommend this because I lost every piece of motivation I have to study because I'm being ignored by my university time and again. When you're asking to recheck your exams, for example, they're not going to recheck your exam. You know, you're going to chase them for half a year. Yes, happened to me, true story. I have all the emails in the world to prove it to you. Half a year I was chasing them to recheck my exam. Do you know what their answer was? Well, we looked at your grade and we agree with it. It's a good grade, but that's not rechecking. Yeah, it seems like a fair grade. How do you recheck something when you know the grade in advance? It's insane, you guys. So yeah, if you're a very overachieving student, this might really, really take all your motivation away. So I don't know if distance learning, if I knew that it's like that, maybe I'd probably go studying in a physical university. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Greetings from Colombia. Every day I'll learn a lot from you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yay. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Shoo-be-doo papa, shoo-be-doo papa. How would you develop an interactive app for data visualizations that connects to external databases such as AWS, Snowflake, has to produce repeatable results? Actually, I'm not very familiar with AWS. I'm just starting. There's an upcoming project that we will have on the channel, which is called the one-click deployment. It's basically an NVIDIA's innovation that takes everything we've learned about image classifications and neural networks and all those things that we focused on the artificial intelligence side of things, and it summarizes it into a single click. So if you don't have the time to study artificial intelligence, yeah, that's a good solution. Now, this is the first time I'm working with AWS. Okay, so to give you advices in regards to those type of engines, I can't, but maybe Badger and Josh will be able to help. So look for their comments. They may have already helped you with this. I'm not sure. Can you make simplified videos on machine learning? John, where have you been, buddy? I've been making those for a very long time. In fact, let me show you an entire playlist I have. Did I? No, I did not leave it open. Sorry, guys. It was probably here somewhere. So let's go to my YouTube channel. I have a full artificial intelligence playlist. Let's go to your channel. This is what you guys see on your end. And right over here, you see a very lovely series of quite a bunch of videos teaching you some basics of artificial intelligence. Now, we didn't finish it yet because it takes time, right? And a lot of people are more interested in GUIs and web development and web scraping and things of that sort. I don't have a lot of requests for artificial intelligence and machine learning, even though if it's interesting to you, I don't think you can find something a bit more simplified than what I have here, because if I was able to find anything, I would probably watch it instead of making them. I don't know, my chin keeps touching the microphone and it turns them off. I am sorry, folks. But yeah, check out my artificial intelligence playlist. Definitely. Cool. Now, shoo-be-doo pop pop, shoo-be-doo pop pop. We'll go to the comments once again. Yes, university professors ignore us. So the thing is, if they were professors, if I was communicating to my actual professors, that would be different. But you don't communicate to your actual professors. You talk to tutors, I guess. I don't know if they may be like people who finished university and they're just kind of volunteering to gain experience. I don't know what their professional credentials are. The only thing I know is that tutors never answer on anything. You know, there could be a midterm project to submit in a week, right? Somebody, and you would see comments that were written a month ago, okay, that were asking about this submission, like legitimate questions, and people would just ignore them, right? Like it's insane. For I There was a discrepancy in terms of the exam dates. I had a final exam in the last semester that it wasn't clear if it's on the 16th or the 17th. Now I've noticed it on the 15th of the month. So I emailed them. I'm like, hey guys, is it on the 16th or the 17th? Because you kind of confusing everybody else. They're like, don't worry, Maria, we will get back to you soon. 2 months or 1 month after, I got an email from them saying that the exam is on the 16th. It was already a month ago, right? But thank you for letting me know. And if you missed it, you need to do this module again. You will need to pay us again. So these are the type of stuff you would see in a distance learning university. Physically, in a physical university, it's very hard because people know that if you're unsatisfied, you will physically be there banging on doors, right? And trying to fix things. Otherwise, nobody cares. Okay. London is on the other side of the earth. They know I'm not going to take a flight. They know I'm not going to bug them. So they might as well ignore me, right? I pay money. I'm stuck with them. I already started this journey. So they know they got me hooked. They don't care about customer service. They don't care about student experience. I can tell this to you in firsthand. I wish I was talking to my professors. I wish, because these are some really brilliant people. These folks, I don't know, if you only watch a few of their lectures, you will understand there's a difference between somebody who's trying to read from a script and somebody who is trying to interact with you. You can tell it. You can see it by the body language. You can see it by the way they split their sentences and words. Yeah, you can tell when somebody wants to provide you information. And in many cases, it's not what's happening in the videos of University of London. Why do you have Eastern European accent? I was born in Crimea. I grew up in the Middle East, and now I am Canadian. Yeah, hopefully there's going to be some new changes in my life soon. I cannot announce it yet, but Josh, Badger, Udbav, all the guys from Discord, from the moderating team, they probably have a bit of a clue. I kind of disclose it. How old are you when you started coding? 12. I was 12. I answered it a bit earlier, but people are just tuning into the stream. Masha, ты просто молодец. Поздравляю. Спасибо, спасибо. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Online is boring. Offline is more fun. It's not, I don't know if it's about boring or not boring. You get to meet people. And at first, these are just your friends, your student friends, but eventually they'll become your colleagues in the industry. Some of them will work in very, very fancy companies. You are networking. So yeah, right now, those folks, they don't have much experience. They're in the exact same boat as you, but you don't know what's going to be in 2 years or 3 years. Maybe one of them is going to be the new CEO of Tesla. And this could be your friend from school, your buddy, sitting next to you on the table. So it's always good to physically come to places and physically learn in a university. You're not ignorable. Yeah, and actually a lot of universities in the end of the term, or like the fourth or the third year, they actually give you an opportunity to gain hands-on experience. There's all kinds of programs. It's different from country to country, but very often your educational institution will find you an employer. Employers will come to the university and they'll be headhunting for new talents. This happens all the time. So there's a lot of benefits in physically going to university. Do I pay less? No, I pay the exact same amount of money I would pay to an actual university. So do I get as much? No, I don't. It's a completely different experience. And I know it because I live in the university. Do you edit your videos by yourself, or do you have an editor? I am editing everything by myself. This is a one-woman operation. So the software I use for the editing are Adobe Illustrator, which I showed you earlier, and Adobe Premiere. Let me show it to you as well. Actually, let me pull out the recent Kinter video. I'll show you how it looks like once I'm editing it. Okay, so Kinter. Oh no, that's the Kinter teaser. That's a different one. Sorry, folks. We will open a different project. Kinter. That's the one. Shoo-be-doo papa, shoo-be-doo papa. I need to come up with a nicer theme song. Okay, so this is Adobe Premiere. I do not have a font, but that's okay. I do not care also. Cool. Now, the best way to work with both Illustrator and Premiere is when you, oh, sorry guys, sorry folks, is when you're working with a full screen. Now my screen is very, very wide. It's like taking 2 screens together or maybe 3 screens together. So it makes this whole mess over here much more organized. Okay, so what you see here is a music track. Actually, you don't see it. Let me turn off this comment. What you see here is a music track, and this is the music you hear in the very intro. This would be the intro itself taken by my camera, and everything else in this video, all these scenes are taken by OBS Studio, which is this software right over here. Ooh, folks, what am I doing? Which is this software right over here. This is Mariaception. This is what I use to as a virtual camera to transmit those live streams. And I also use it to record videos, as you can, instead of just streaming, you can record them. And yep, as you see here, I have my video capture device, which is my ZV-1 camera. It's a Sony camera. It is 4K and it's awesome. I really, really like it. And here you can see the display capture. So this is basically what you see on my screen. And yeah, that's OBS Studio. Now, once I film everything, I drag all those files here. Actually, you cannot see it. And now you can. Because of course I moved my display. Sorry, guys. I'm doing things live, so it's a bit more challenging than pre-recording them. Now, you can see all my recording files right over here. Now, what you find here, actually, this would be right over here. Sorry, guys. Trying to find it. Yeah. So you can see an overlay. It's this pink guy that I am picking. This is an overlay that I designed in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, I saved it as an Adobe Illustrator file. I pulled it into my Premiere and I just dragged and dropped it somewhere here, right? So anywhere you'd like. It's a very, very simple editing program once you get comfortable with everything. But it's hard to show it to you guys because I need a much wider screen to dive deeper. Yeah, that's what you get. But yeah, you can do all kinds of editing there, and you can find all kinds of guides showing you how to do this on YouTube. I highly recommend to watch them because I'm not a professional video editor. I am a professional graphic designer, but when it comes to video editing, there's probably better practices and better ways of doing so. I'm still learning. Now, one thing I can definitely recommend you guys, it's this website, which saves you lots of time and makes your videos look extra professional. So what you see here is a bunch of titles and animations that you can just download for free. This is mixkit.co. You can download them for free. You can use them inside Premiere. For example, this one. Do you recognize it? Did you see that in many of the intros, of the recent intros, I've been using this with Python Simplified, not with Mixkit. So yeah, you can actually make much more sophisticated things like this video. So yeah, you download it, you drag and drop it into Premiere, you replace the text with your own text, and that's it. It's ready for you. So if you can get away with finding some resources on a stock website, this one is a stock video website, you can find transitions, titles, logos, whatever. Everything you need over here. I would use, I would use those ready templates time and again. Now, if you're looking for some stock images for design, for your thumbnails, things of that sort, or if you're just looking to incorporate some images or perhaps even videos inside your videos, you can just go to freepik.com, which is a nice resource for stock images as well. So Flat Icon, Freepik, and Mixkit. This is a really winning combination. I've been using them for a while. Just give them some credit. That's it. Give them credits and you can use them for free. You don't need to buy stock images or stock videos. If you want to, you can, but you don't need to. You don't have to. Okay. Let's see what else is here. JA is asking, have you invited your subscribers to see your blog? Haven't you? No, I haven't. I haven't. So if we all navigate to pythonsimplified.ca or mariashah.com, this will pull up my blog. Now, in this blog, I've made something. I was actually supposed to do a live stream for resources for Python beginners. That was supposed to be my live stream today, but then I got to 100K and, I had to celebrate it. I changed the topic. So yeah, I created this really nice article, Python Simplified Video Navigator, which I'm going to share in the comments. Yeah, I'm going to post it. You can find it in the comments, in the chat section. Yeah, you can see here a breakdown of all my videos in a sequentially, right? And videos where I did not cover things like while loops and for loops and things of that. So for loops I did cover, but while loops, for example, it is said here that to be filmed. There is no Python simplified tutorial yet, so you know that you can go and look it up in different sources. And yeah, you can have here all those Python beginner stuff, object-oriented programming, NumPy, which is a really, really cool Python library, Pandas, which is another cool Python library, Matplotlib, and some specialty GUI applications. This is Kiwi, this is KiwiMD. Huh? See, KiwiMD, if you're still here. Посмотри, what? Вот это тут. How to convert your applications to an Android application. And yeah. So everything is sequential. Everything is step by step. And definitely check it out, you guys. If you're beginning with Python, this will be a very good resource. Even though I didn't cover everything, but that's fine. I often find that learning from different sources, that's what makes you understand things. To me, what is mostly convenient in terms of understanding is to see an example. I see some kind of a pattern and then I understand. If I don't see this pattern, it's a big problem. Okay, so let me just exit this video editing software. And yeah, I'm just gonna minimize my website. What else? What else do we have here? Sorry for missing any comments, folks. Things are just go hectic on my end. I might need to invite people to my streams to take care of that. Do you know Arduino? No, but my brother and my dad are very big fans and they do this all the time. I don't need to because they do this for me. No, I never tried it. Okay, love microcontrollers. Okay. Physics. No, physics. Engines. Voila. No. Physics engines. I'm not really proficient with game development. I don't come from this industry. I come from front end. For DSA, Python or Java. DSA. Let's Google what's a DSA. I do this very often. I get all kinds of questions from you guys, and I don't even know what's the topic. Democratic Socialists of America? Yeah, I don't think it's what you meant. Yeah. Yeah, folks, I don't know what it is. If I knew, I'd be able to help. It's just too ambiguous. Seeing your lessons, I am mastering Python, a programmer. Awesome, thank you. I think I read this comment before. Yeah. Sometimes old comments just pop here. StreamYard, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, man? Okay, personally, I would never recommend Java. I did not try Java, but that's what you use for Android applications. So my uncle is using it anyways. He's an iOS, and he's an Android iOS developer. I can make a suggestion for your editing. When in video you say that you have already done a tutorial or something, you pull out a thumbnail of the video. You can ease it in or out the animation. You mean like to use an effect? That's what I usually do. That's what I usually do. I didn't understand, sorry. Let's see. Hello from Pakistan. I'm your recent sub. Thank you, Ahmed. Welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan, and enjoy and welcome to our lovely little community. Привет, поздравляю тебя с соткой подписчиков. Hi, and congratulations for 100,000 subscribers. I'm teaching you Russian. as I go. I subscribed last week. I was looking tutorials about GUI. Now I will watch your tutorials. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. I have plenty of GUI tutorials. This is my highest covered topic on Python simplified, most viewed. So yeah, enjoy. It's really, really nice. OBS is great. Can do so many things. Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without OBS. It's really saving lots of time, and that's what all the professionals are using. Yeah, there's some comments about Java and things of that sort. It's a very weird comment. Okay. Coffee or tea? Of course, coffee. Actually, I have coffee here. I'm just not drinking it. Thank you for reminding me. Mm. So good, you guys. So good. I love it. What else? What else? Rust or C? Rust or Python? Anything you ask me that has the words or Python inside them, I would always answer Python. You know your audience. You know who you're asking. I will always say that Python is the best, even if I don't believe in it. I'm extremely biased when it comes to Python. See, a lot of people are complaining about Python, that it's slow and it is not a low-level language. That's fine, but which other language allows you to create applications so fast? Which other language allows you to create artificial intelligence and machine learning so fast? Which language can you use to make your own Twitter bot? Right? Python is my choice time and again. When commands are given in a simple way, when it's easy for you to understand them and it's easy for your teammates to understand them, you are saving so much time. So yeah, your application doesn't run as fast as a C++ application, but with all due respect, it took you just a fraction of the time of building it. Okay, so Python is used for certain things, C++ is used for other things, and they're interchangeable very often. Many Python libraries, actually a majority of my favorite libraries in Python were written in C. That's the thing. If you use those type of libraries, there is no reason why your application will be considered slow. I have lots of people saying that Python is slow, but yeah, if you're using pure Python libraries, sure, it's slow. But if you're using NumPy, Pandas, OpenCV, why would it be slow? Why? Why? Data structures and algorithms, DSA. Okay, this I know. Yeah, so what was the question from earlier? I can't remember. I cannot remember. But yeah, right now I am finishing my second module of data structures and algorithms part 2. Now, I got lots and lots of requests about data structures and algorithms, and it is something that is very hard to explain in simple words. I know it because I'm struggling with it too. So just as much as artificial intelligence was difficult for me, and it took me some time to simplify it for myself before I could share it with the world, that's exactly what I'm doing with algorithms and data structures. Actually, I just submitted my midterm project for algorithms and data structures, so it's really on my mind. But we would definitely need to learn it, because it doesn't matter how nice of a computer you have. If you write a bad algorithm, it's not going to help you. Writing a better algorithms is better than having good computer equipment. That's just it. But again, this is a bit more advanced than just beginners videos. Okay, so this is a bit more. This is about how to improve, how to optimize your application, how to make your just how to be better. You don't start from algorithms and data structure. You kind of move on there, right? After you have a language to implement those algorithms and data structures, then you kind of dive into to the pseudocode and things of that sort. So yeah, it's happening. It's on my list, and I know it is necessary. I know it is needed, and I know that I can simplify it very, very well, especially when it comes to big O notation, running time, growth of a function. These sort of stuff are so confusing. And even though my lecturer in the university, she's amazing in this, and even the previous topic, I had a really nice lecturer there, I don't feel confident enough about the topic. I don't know why. I'm getting really good grades, you guys, but when I'm going to the tests, I'm not feeling confident at all. Maybe it will change. Who knows? But yeah, let me finish this module. Let me make sure that I get everything I need to get and understand before I'm diving into delegating it to you guys. Yeah, it's irresponsible at this point of time. We'll get to it for sure. Okay, what do you think is the most important part of machine learning? Data. There wouldn't be any machine learning without any data. Actually, processing power is also important, but you can borrow it from Google Colab and AWS. You can actually use their GPU services. You don't need to have a fancy graphics card, right? It's good if you have one because you're not dependent on external platforms. But yeah, machine learning, learn about data structures very, very well. Very, very well. So actually, in math, learn about matrix multiplications, okay? And learn about data structures and algorithms. Sorry. We just talked about it. I know. I still didn't cover it on the channel, but I will eventually. If it's data structures and algorithms, doesn't matter what language, that's just the concept. Exactly. We use pseudocode, something called pseudocode to describe algorithms. And it's something that is universal and it's applicable to many, many programming languages. I would have shown you my, yeah, if it was after the midterm was already submitted, I would have actually showed you my work, but because it's before and there's still time until the rest of the class submits it, I don't want to show everyone what I figured out and what I came up with. I think it's wrong. Okay, but after I'll show you. So yeah, it's very nice. Pseudocode is easy, okay? And it's easy to understand. There's just some very basic rules, but if you already know Python, if you already know JavaScript, it's a piece of cake, you guys. It's nothing special. Can you make a vid on Arduino, please? I do not know anything about Arduino. My dad and my brother, who know a lot about it, they live on the other side of the ocean. So sorry, it's not gonna happen with Arduinos. Okay. DSA, digital signature algorithm. See, there's all kinds of meanings to DSA, not just data structure or the Democratic Socialistic Alliance of America, whatever. There's all kinds of meanings. So whenever you write a specific question with things that may have more than one meaning, please be specific. Otherwise, I will be confused. Okay, I read this comment before, so things are popping from earlier. Okay, I meant that you can smooth out the animation in the end. It can come in from the side faster and slow down until it stops. I don't really have specific guidelines for each video. In some videos, it fades faster. In some videos, it fades slower. Some of them is a push animation. Some of them is a wing animation, things of that sort. So yeah, you can improve stuff. Like, I wish that one day I'll have enough time to sit with a professional videographer or video editor and to get professional industry tips. Until then, I am trying all kinds of stuff. See, for others, WGU is a good university. Yeah, not sure what WGU is. Once again, 3-letter words that can be, was it Washington? Okay, let's see. If you had one wish for a future Python release, what would it be? Well, I think that right now, what I'm really looking forward to seeing is I would like to see some developments with PyScript. Now, I know that a lot of you folks are very negative about PyScript and you guys don't want it to replace JavaScript at all. I get it. But I'm really looking forward to see how powerful it is. And if at a certain point of time, even though it is completely far-fetched, but again, wish for the future, I would wish to have PyTorch involved with PyScript. That would make my life really, really nice because that would turn me into a mad scientist mode. I'll start doing some crazy things when it happens. So yeah, I wish that PyScript will grow, will become better, and we'll be able to use it freely. Not saying that it's better than JavaScript. No, it may not be at the very first, but there's a lot of potential for it to grow, and I can see it. Can imagine it. I can visualize it. To tell you that I can prove it, I can't, but Hopefully one day it will. Cool. Let's see what else. Machine learning is essentially math. Machine learning is a buzzword for simpletons with not technical knowledge. Machine learning is an official definition. Like in my university, the module I'm taking is called Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. I wouldn't say that simpletons are the University of London. You know, it's a general name for the field, right? So there's machine learning, there's deep learning, there's all kinds of different applications to it. And yeah, no, I'm not studying deep learning in my degree, unfortunately, which is what I do at the moment with image classification and, you know, TensorRT and things of that sort. I prefer deep learning, but machine learning is cool as well. Yeah. So machine learning is indeed math. It's a bunch of simple algorithms that are chained together in a special sequence. And because they are chained together in the sequence, it makes it look very difficult. But essentially, when you break everything down into smaller algorithms, you find out that these are very simple formulas that can be applied with math. Originally, artificial intelligence and machine learning were things that people did on their notebooks. It wasn't implemented with computers as much as it was implemented with math. So if you are writing, if you are truly proficient with neural networks, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, you'll be able to write your neural network with a piece of paper, right? It will take you years. It might take you weeks to fully implement training, right? So people don't do this because we have all this processing power available to us. But yeah, realistically, yeah, you can do everything with a piece of paper and a pen. Don't need a computer. Would pen testing and malware analysis be discussed here one day? Maybe. I don't want to commit to it because it's a bit malicious. Like it can be used for some very bad things. So far, I'm only sharing how to build bots and things that are not as as dangerous in terms of sorry guys, I'm getting messages. Things that are not as, even if they're applied against me, I'm not in big trouble. Okay, if somebody makes a bot, they pretend to be me, I have a way of spamming them in nice terms, right? But if somebody is gonna write a piece of malware and try to attack me, I'm in much bigger trouble. So what I have in mind in terms of cybersecurity at the moment is ciphers, talking about different ciphers and how to implement them with Python, how to encrypt messages, how to hide messages, things of that sort. You know, Bob, Eve, and Alice. It's actually one of my favorite courses in the university. So definitely we will dive into it. I took it in the last semester. But yeah, if I'm starting, I need to continue it. So it takes me time to get there. Okay, coding in morning versus at night. Night. There's just something about sitting with your headphones at 2:00 in the morning, trying to figure out how to fix an error. There's some beauty in it. I personally enjoy it at night, but yeah, everybody has their own preferences. In the morning, I like writing things, like scripts for tutorials, things of that sort. I'm very creative in the morning, as well as emails. Emails I write in the morning. So my apologies, all the people who are waiting for me to email them. I'm going to email you tomorrow because today I'm streaming. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for your congratulations. Thank you. That's awesome. Ari, hello, Ari. Actually, Ari helped me with finding a direction in terms of data science and artificial intelligence. I was so confused. I didn't know what to do. And I called Ari, and he really gave me some good background in terms of how junior developers are integrated in the industry and things of that sort. So if you guys are not sure what type of industry you would like to go for, what type of topic you'd like to study, maybe try to look on LinkedIn for some people, or maybe in your community for some people that can give you a good advice. People who work in high-tech companies that you can just, hey, can we meet for a coffee, or can you spare me 15 minutes of your time to talk a little bit about this beautiful beautiful world of high tech. And what can I do to be like you, to find a job in this industry, to gain this experience? Do you have any tips for me? So this is something that might help you guys a lot. So thank you so much, Ari, for joining us. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Machine learning is math. It is matrices and vectors. That's all it is. It is. You're right. Absolutely. Algorithms, all kind of stuff. Okay. Sorry, guys. You notice that I click on the comments and only then I read them, because I usually wear glasses. Yeah, I actually have my glasses with me, and I'm going to wear them, and I'm going to show you exactly why I'm not wearing glasses in my tutorials. You will see. Look at that. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Yeah, the light doesn't reflect as bad, but yeah. I don't wear it because you're not going to be able to see my eyes. I have all kinds of lights in the office. As you can tell, it's very, very... it's also very hot from all those lights. So yeah, I can tell that it's already been an hour of stream just by how hot it is here. It's a tiny, tiny office. Congratulations. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Linux, Windows, or Mac? John, this is a great question, and this is the question of the century. Depends for what. If it's for programming, Linux is the winner, no questions asked. It is not only many of the Linux distributions are open source, which is something, it's an idea that I would love to support time and again. I believe in free software. I believe in freedom of information and free sharing of ideas. And I believe in the old days of the internet, where everything was the wild, wild west. I love those days. I was still a kid back then, but still, I really, really love this environment of you can copy anything, you can download anything, you don't need to worry about copyrights and people suing you for sharing a photo of their cat. I don't know. It's a weird reality right now, what's going on with the internet and how it's regulated. I don't like it. I'm very I'm all for freedom on the internet. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, so Linux in terms of programming, in terms of gaming, you cannot compete with Windows. In terms of durability, Mario's Mac has been around for so many years. It fell, it went in a bunch of flights. It was ran over by a motorcycle. We spilled some tea on it. Nothing happened to his Mac. It is still operational. It is still working. We just put it in a bowl of rice for the night. And next morning, it was already good. It's all fine. So hardware is really good with Mac, even though if you have a custom-built Windows, holy smokes, you guys, you might have even better hardware. Because right now I'm looking at Rogue. It's insane. It's very sturdy. It's not plasticky, and it's not. Everything is really sharp, especially if your entire computer is made of Rogue parts. Can heavy infinite while loop destroy my computer? I don't know if destroy, because you can always turn it off, right? Yeah, worst case scenario, probably that will destroy your runtime. There's something's going to happen to your runtime. So if you're, for example, using Jupyter Notebook, your kernel will, will something will happen to it. It will get interrupted, destroyed, or whatever. But with computers, you can always pull the plug. You can always turn off with the turn off button, right? You don't need to worry about it too much. What I do find that destroys your computer is if you have Windows, especially if you're working with older hardware. Sometimes an update, sometimes there's no going back after an update. My old laptop, that's what happened to him. I used to have, actually the first few videos, I filmed them on this laptop. So you could see that I was using Windows 8, I believe. And yeah, it was nice. And then one day there came an update by Windows, and then my computer stopped cooperating in any shape or form. I cannot install Windows on it anymore at all. So I'm only stuck with Linux. stuck. I don't know if stuck is the right word because I do enjoy my Linux. Actually, most of those tutorials that I film on my Windows machine, they're being planned on my Linux. I just like sitting in front of the television, and I like using the command prompt. There's something about just typing reboot, in the command prompt that is much more simple than navigating with your button to your whatever Windows thing and rebooting from here. Feels fancy. Feels fancy. That's all. Okay, can you make a video on Instabot? I have a bunch of videos on Instabots, you guys. You guys. So this is my web scraping. Ooh, this is my web scraping and automation playlist, which has all kinds of different platforms that I'm web scraping. This is my Instagram tutorial, right? But that's not the only Instagram tutorial I have. I was actually on We Are Growth Hackers. We had a webinar, and see, it's already here. And we filmed this webinar together with Bob. It was really, really nice. It was a long time ago, but here I'm actually sharing it in the comments. You can find this live stream there. Yeah, let's finish this commercial. I'll show you a bit. That was my first ever live stream, and it was not on my channel. And yeah, there you go. Long time ago. So I'm showing you how to install Python. I'm showing you how to find a web driver. I'm showing you how to install Selenium. So everything is step by step by the book. And we are actually building this bot together. Awesome, you guys. So yeah, this is how you build an Instagram bot. You can have it in a few versions. In fact, if we were already mentioning my website, let's see. You can actually navigate to pythonsimplified.ca or mariasha.com. You can scroll a bit below and you can find my web scraping Instagram extremely detailed article. So everything that I failed to mention in my tutorial, I mentioned here, okay, including how to scroll multiple times. You can see all kinds of screenshots and all kinds of different ways of scraping and doing what you need. And yeah, it's all in here. I need to add how to web scrape videos because I figured it out. I promised to film a video, but I haven't. So yeah, I'm going to do this for sure. Now, you can also navigate to my GitHub. You can find this link over there. And here you have all kinds of different bots, not just the commenting bot. So I have a commenting bot. I have an image extracting bot. I have an imposter destroying bot, which is basically spamming a person who was trying to pretend to be me. As far as I'm aware, they're not there anymore. It was Maria Shah 8881. Okay, they copied my profile picture and they were trying to fish you guys. So yeah. Hopefully it stopped, but I'm sure that majority of you guys know that I'm already not on Instagram for quite some time. So yeah, cool. So if you need more examples for Instagram bots, you can definitely find them on my GitHub. And Instagram is not the only platform I'm showing you how to web scrape. I'm going to refilm an ultimate guide to Twitter bots very soon because my live stream with the Twitter bots was really, really awful. So I need to refilm it for sure. Yeah, awesome. What else do we have here? Oh, so many comments, folks. I'm just going to go to the lowest one. I'm not sure how to find all of them. I said this in a comment once. You really are a lovely person, not pretentious, educationally informative, and extremely enjoyable to watch. Thank you so much. I feel so embarrassed reading those those compliments. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And thank you. It's really, really nice. Okay, could you make a tutorial about AI for video games? That's a good question. I'm not sure how to integrate something like this into a video game. And I think that there's already existing tools to create enemies and things of that sort. Now, I happen to have a colleague in, what was his name? Shoo-be-doo-papa. Oh, guys, actually, I'm subscribed to his channel. Let's see. I should have it. Clarity Coders. Yes. So this is my friend, and this is a video he has which is one of the most popular videos of him. And this is basically how AI learns to play Fall Guys, right? So I'm gonna share his video over here. There you go. You can actually copy it. It's in the comments below. And he has a bunch of videos about AI in gaming in particular. So yeah, I highly recommend. He's a really, really nice guy. He was also a moderator in this Facebook group that I was on. So yeah, definitely check him out. Check him out. It's worth it for sure. Actually, Josh knows him too. He asked me about him not too long ago. Let's see what else is here. Can you please create a deep learning playlist using TensorFlow? I am not a big fan of TensorFlow, but yes, I will. I will cover TensorFlow as well. I need to finish PyTorch first. I know it feels a bit more intuitive to me, but maybe not to everyone else. It's very popular. A lot of people are using TensorFlow. This is the Google version of deep learning framework, while PyTorch is the Facebook. It's ex-Facebook developers who figured it out. Really like PyTorch. Really, if you go to their documentation, you guys, it's one of my favorite things to read. It's like a novel. Okay, I am learning English and Python from your video. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's great. That's great. Can you please create a deep? Yeah, I covered it. Yeah. Shoo-be-doo papa, shoo-be-doo papa. We need to write a theme song together, something with lyrics. Ryuya may help me with this. Subscribe to Slipknot and Corey Taylor. Yeah, I'm listening to metal, but I haven't listened to heavy metal recently. It's kind of disappointed with my childhood heroes in the past few years. I have reasons of my own, which I'm not going to say, but yeah, I'm a big metalhead. I used to sing in a metal band called Demented. When I was a teenager, but now in Canada, like all my musician friends, they live on the other side of the ocean. I haven't met, a company that is that I feel as comfortable with as back home. So I did not continue with my music journey, but yeah, I'm still writing music. I'm still playing, but the only person who's enjoying it is Mario. So my spouse, I don't know if he's enjoying it at this point of time, but yeah. Do you think you can make a video about turning music into images? I posted you an algorithm I created under a video about numbers and images. That's awesome. Actually, we are diving in. There is an upcoming code jam that is all about sound and audio. Now, one of I remember your comment. I don't know if it was your comment or somebody else's, but we were talking about the idea of converting an image into sound, and I think it's brilliant. I think this could be a theme for one of the projects of the Code Jam. And yeah, I might jam with you guys. I'm not sure. I'll be judging this time in the contest, but I'll try to help as much as I possible. So this could be a really nice idea for a project in this Code Jam. Definitely. What are your feelings on Atom being phased out? I am sad, but recently I've started using Sublime much more. What do you recommend in its instead? Yeah, Sublime is good. It's a very good alternative. I'm generally a much bigger fan of notebook interfaces, especially when it comes to testing code. And then when I'm implementing it, I'm using something a bit more advanced, like a full-blown IDE. But in terms of text editors, there are so many good ones. There's actually another one that phased out is Brackets. I really, really liked Brackets, especially working with JavaScript. You could, render your website straight from your IDE, that text editor. It was really nice. But yeah, if you're already a professional, if you're Boris, I've seen your comments quite some time. Miyagi, you listen to Miyagi as well, I remember. So I have a feeling that you're more on a professional side. So if you're there, go for an IDE. Go for something like Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, things of that sort, because that way your terminal is connected to your text editor, so they're combined together. What I do in my videos, I separate my text editor from my terminal. So I'm using Anaconda and I'm using a text editor of some sort. If you're using an IDE, your text editor and your terminal are the exact same software, so it's a bit easier to run. I do this with C++ mostly, with Python, I vouch for Jupyter Notebook. I use it all the time, not in the videos, but yeah, if they had a dark mode, I'd probably use it more often. I just love them. Now, another option is using a cloud interface. Now, in my case, I'm working across 3 different computers. It's not always easy to, to load everything on USB, and I don't always upload my projects on GitHub because people are actually following me there, and I don't want to upload a nasty project that I didn't finish yet there. So what I do is I use a cloud interface called WaveScript. They actually have a desktop version as well. I'm working with WaveScript for a long time, very, very long time. I actually used to film videos for their channel on YouTube. This is how I started. And yeah, I really enjoy it, but then I get an account for free. So that's why I enjoy it even more. I do work with them very often, but it's just something that you get used to. So there's plenty of cloud IDEs you can find there. I do find them very convenient. You cannot do GUIs in there, so you cannot work with Kinter and things of that sort, but you can actually even host your website by using WaveScript. So it depends on what you do. It's very convenient. Dear, are you single? No, I am engaged to a really nice Bulgarian gentleman called Mario. Super Mario, actually. Yeah. VS Code is a solid alternative to Atom. Yeah. VS Code is actually much better than Visual Studio, if you ask me. Visual Studio takes a lot of setting up, and VS Code, I've seen it used often on the cloud, very often on the cloud. In my university, they actually provide a cloud version of it to us. So yeah. What's the name? PyTorch. It's a good name. PyTorch, it's a deep learning framework. Yeah, okay. It was a conversation, I see. Just discovered your channel a couple of days back. Have binged, watched, and learned so much. Yay! Thank you so much, Keshav. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm here to help. Do what you need to do. Learn what you need to learn. Improve everything I do. Honestly, if you have an advice of how to improve this code, if you have an advice of how to make processes faster, don't be shy. Please comment it below. Even if the video is slightly older, other people will be able to see your advice and they'll be able to implement it. What I'm trying to do with this channel is to create a community of people helping each other and supporting each other. And we already have this community on Discord. Once again, I'll remind you guys to join us. And then you can talk much more freely with Badger and Josh and Udbav. And hopefully Dark Wolf will also join us. You can talk to Tom. You can talk to Sploud. All the lovely people are there. So definitely join our lovely Discord server. Look at this beautiful background. It's so colorful. I love it. And soon we will have a code jam on Discord. So it's better to join in advance to get to know each other. And then you'll have better chances of winning the competition. This time we have some amazing prizes for you guys. Amazing. These will be very beneficial to your computer science journey. And if you're a professional, if you're working in this, I know you will really appreciate this one. Yeah, it's a really, really good one. Okay, what's your favorite Linux distro? My favorite Linux distro is dead. Okay, it's dead. It's CentOS 7, actually CentOS 8, not 7. My apologies. And it is dead. Now there is CentOS Stream, which is not the same thing. So I'm with Alma Linux. I'm going to probably install Kali Linux very soon because even though I'm not going to teach you any pen testing and malware analysis, I might teach myself. Who knows? Let's call it cybersecurity and let's move on because I'm not going to admit things of that sort. Streaming live. Don't just write a theme song. Do it in Python. Yes. The Python language. Yeah, the language of Pythons. Okay, which tool to package and deploy Python desktop GUI apps? Okay, two tools. One of them I actually cover in a tutorial on this channel, and there's going to be an upcoming video showing you exactly how to do this. So I have this convert py2exe to executable, right? This video is a very short video. It's going to show you how to do this. Now, From that moment, if you do this with Windows, you can only distribute your application to Windows. If you do this with Linux, you can only distribute your application to Linux and things of that sort. What I'm going to show you in the next tutorial is how to distribute your application across multiple operating systems, and actually all of them. This one you can do with a tool called, let me actually pull it up here. It's a tool called Ino Setup. Okay? Ino Setup basically takes your executable files and it converts it into a setup files. So you have a really nice wizard that you can just follow, and yeah, that's the one, Ino Setup. Yeah, it's very simple. It's similar to AutoPy2exe. It's a graphic interface software. You can actually interact with an interface rather than with a command prompt, not like PyInstaller where you need to write your commands in a dry CMD terminal. But yeah. Yep, that's how you do it. And soon, again, we will do this very soon for the Tkinter application, which we created not so long ago. So I'm going to cover Tkinter. I'm going to cover how to combine your SQLite there. And yeah, how to make a nice nice icon to your application as well. So yeah, we will cover everything together. Ooh, and I'm scrolling slightly below and I'm already at the bottom of the list. Wow, you guys, I might change this StreamYard to a different streaming service. For some reason, I cannot stream on Rumble. I want to support. I really want to. It's a really nice platform, but I can't. I tried so many times to stream on it and it just doesn't work. I even paid like $10 or something to allow for it to happen, and it doesn't happen. There's some problems with infrastructure there, or maybe it's just a problem with StreamYard. I'm gonna check it for the next stream. I'm gonna use a different software. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Restream maybe. Okay, so what is Шубиду Papa is cool. It's very cool. Привет из России. Здрасте. Спою. It tells me sing a bit more. I would love to. Yeah. I need to I need to find a nice song that everybody knows. Actually, if anybody has a birthday, I'm gonna sing them a song of their choice. On Linux, just use wine. No, not need to convert. Okay, it's probably a solution for converting a Tkinter Python file into an application. Bert, you are not late. I am usually streaming for 3 hours. So you are just halfway through, folks. I don't have any plans for the day when I'm streaming. Still, Django is better if you're going for a MVC model because it handles many of their overheads for you. Django is awesome. Flask is awesome. I love both. I have more experience with Flask, but Django sounds very, very interesting. And it has a fancy name. I rather to say Django than Flask. Try Linux Peppermint OS. Good. See, the structure, the architecture of my old laptop doesn't allow me to do a lot of things. And I find that the architecture of CentOS 8 was perfect for me. That's why I'm using distributions that are very similar. I'm using either Alma Linux or Rocky Linux. Kali worked briefly too, but I had some issues with the networking. I'm going to try to install it instead. I really like the branding of the dragon. It makes me feel Targaryen. How did you make money from programming? I did not make money from programming, but the way to do so is to find a job usually. I get all kinds of offers from people on LinkedIn and all kinds of different platforms asking me, Maria, would you like to work for us? Would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? But they never really turn into an actual job. I might start looking for jobs very soon. I just don't know how to incorporate university with the channel. I'm going to have to give up on one of them if I start a full-time employment somewhere. But yeah, I'm not there yet. Yeah, my YouTube for now is a very promising career path for me. At this point of time, you can tell that it already works. People are actually watching. People are actually enjoy it. You start making better money at this point of time from YouTube. So if you just keep investing and if you keep working hard, this is how this is a good way to do so. Now, in terms of making money from programming, you can, of course, turn your software into paid software. Instead of sharing my code with you guys on GitHub, for free, I could just do it for money, right? I could, there you go. You can see all my all my libraries everything is open source. You can clone everything. You can even take my graphics. I'm not going to chase you. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you learn better, whatever makes your life more advanced. I've seen teachers completely, taking my lessons and implementing them in their class, right? And I enjoy it. I love it. I don't even, if you want to be extra awesome, you can give me a credit, but I'm not going to chase you if you don't. Just do whatever you need. I believe in free internet. I believe in free resources. I believe in free education. And that's exactly what you're going to get from me. I have offers from all kinds of academies. Maria, would you like to write us a paid course? I am looking. You can make so much money on our platforms, and I don't even reply because I don't believe in it. Yeah, so I could have made a lot of money from programming. I just prefer to share it for free with folks. And I don't think that these type of software is something that you should pay for. It's very simple resources for beginners. I'm not uploading my university programs in here. I don't do it. Why you so rarely to find a program with GUI written in Python? Not sure. Not sure. There's plenty of GUI libraries in Python, and I think that GUIs with Python is much more convenient than GUIs with C++. Doesn't matter how you look at it. You can take an application of 13 pages and to summarize it into, I don't know, 50 lines of code in a single document, right? So Python, there is an ease of use. It's beginner friendly. It's perfect for people who know nothing of programming and they're just diving in. This is perfect. Even if you're teenagers, even if you're kids, Python is a great programming language to start with. Siam, what's up, Siam? Good to see you. What's up? Everything's fine. Everything's great. Celebrating this amazing milestone of this channel that I never thought I'll get here. What are your thoughts on getting a master's degree in software engineering? If I guess it's good. I don't know, master's degree, it's always good. But if I'm getting a master's degree, it's probably going to be in the field of splicer and, biology, DNA, editing, engineering, things of that sort. There is actually a program here in UBC that takes about a year to get your master's. So once I finish my artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer science degree in University of London, I may consider a master's in a different university. Who knows? But what is really interesting to me is not software. It is the genetic code and how we can program this. Because I know that right now, people are already doing this, but this knowledge is saved with a very small group of people. And actually, that's why I'm studying artificial intelligence and machine learning. I don't want this information to be in the hands of a few individuals who can do whatever they want with it. Okay, I want to be one of the good guys who is there to make sure that somebody's keeping us safe and thinks about individual rights and things of that sort. Python ain't that great for GUI. I disagree. It's really, really good. We will do a comparison. We will create the exact same software with C++ and with Python. We will compare how fast it runs. Now, when I'm saying that we will create it with Python, I really mean that we will create it with C Python. So we're going to use some libraries that are written in the C language. They're faster than libraries that are written with Python, and that's how we will compare their actual speed. So that in case that Python is not slower than C++, I'm going to have something to back up my argument. For now, I haven't written the software yet. Actually, the Tkinter video I posted yesterday was originally supposed to be that software. I just decided that I don't want to use Tkinter. I am not a big fan. So, yeah. So, yeah, cool. Talking to each other. Personal preference. Ooh, I scrolled a bit and I'm already at the very bottom of the comments. So, Dev Sakib, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Yay. Very excited. Sakib was also here for a very long time. I love your Tkinter videos. You have learned and have learned a lot from them, but I have to admit I still don't like Tkinter. I don't like them either. Yeah, you're right, serial port. Actually, I had a thought. I don't know if I have time to do so. Is basically to create a Tkinter library that is just like KiwiMD is an improvement to Kiwi. I was thinking about making a beautiful Tkinter library for Tkinter, and just to have a bunch of nicely designed widgets and things that are pre-made for you, like themes and things of that sort. I just don't know if I'd have any time. So my only problem with Tkinter, only problem is that it's so old school and it's very, very hard to make it look beautiful. It is possible, very possible, but it is not easy. Unlike, GUIs like Kiwi and PyQt5, where everything is simple and very straightforward. So yeah, if I can choose a GUI library, that's probably not going to be Tkinter, but you guys really like Tkinter, so I'm going to cover Tkinter. No questions asked, you guys. Is it possible to master Python if I study by myself? Absolutely. Yeah. Python is so simple. You'll be able to master it even by just looking at examples, right? Oh, Em Ibrahim is here. Also a good friend. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I'm so happy to see you guys. Is it? Yeah, I've been to this one. I'm a Foss guy. If only someone can put bread in my plate. Practice. I think Python is much better in scripting, AI, data science, web development than GU. Yeah, GUI, probably, yeah. There's different applications to Python, but again, I disagree with the fact that it's not good for GUI, because the applications we're building on my channel, not all of them have professional practices. Some of them, they're not built with classes. Some of them, they have functions. So for example, the previous Tkinter tutorial I just uploaded, there are some really good tips in there, and it's great for beginners to start. But is it a full-blown software ready for commercial use? Definitely not. If I were to design it without explaining it line by line and making it beginner friendly, I'd probably use object-oriented programming principles, which is basically storing everything inside classes, methods, and attributes rather than functions, because there's a lot of limitations to functions, as you've seen in the tutorial. So yeah, sometimes I'm showing you things that are not the most efficient things in the world, but I'm showing them in terms of simplicity. Okay, so yeah, selecting all the table names of a database by using an SQLite schema command is not a very good practice. Actually, it's a terrible practice, but it's so simple. Not many people know how to do this, so I will share this information with you, and I will also mention that it's not the best practice. So yeah, it is. If you're proficient enough with Python to notice my mess ups in the code or things that can do better, there's nothing that makes me happier than to watch your comment and to see you're correcting me. Sometimes I'll pin you to the top, and sometimes there'll be a nice discussion underneath it. Look for any flaws in my code, see how you can improve them, and please comment your improvements there. We can create all kinds of awesome applications together. Alrighty. What else? Greg K, hello. Can we expect a Python to DNA transcriber from you anytime soon? If anytime soon is within the next 10 years, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, what's really interesting to me, I'm going to say something a bit controversial, and I don't want you guys to be upset at me, but when I imagine artificial intelligence, I don't imagine it in terms of bots, like robots, sorry. I don't imagine like a robotic human-like creature that is all from steel and this is AI. I've been trying to imagine it. I've been trying to draw it because I'm working on a new line of merch, and I have some really nice illustration abilities. I'm good with this. I've been a graphic designer for years. So I've been trying to paint this idea of artificial intelligence, and I cannot, because every time I'm trying to paint a robot, I don't agree with the fact that robots is how we will implement artificial intelligence. I think that right now, when we have technologies such as Splicer, we will probably implement it with a biological body. So think about, so it's like I Am Robot versus, what is this Governor of California film? You guys, it's one of my favorite films. What is it? What is the name of it? Comment it below. I totally forgot it. Terminator. Terminator. So I've been trying to imagine it as I Am Robot, but I'm actually imagining it more as Terminator. So that's why I want to study it. That's why I think that combining it with artificial intelligence, it's a winning winning combination. So yeah, folks, thank you so much for thank you for letting me know. There's a bit of a delay. I say things a bit faster, but yeah, I'm glad I figured it out before you guys answered. Now I've seen some comments from Josh here. Okay, it's just replying to Siam. So Siam is also a moderator on our Discord. Join us. We're really, really cool. Tkinter is too much like hard work. Yeah, it is. It's a bit more complicated. But again, if there would be some kind of a library that is written on top of Tkinter and can provide some basic widgets and basic design abilities to Tkinter, that would be amazing. That would be really awesome. If you have the time, do it. I might do it. Actually, I have the name, I have the idea, I don't have the time. Beautiful Tkinter, like beautiful soup. But yeah, how does the Tkinter pillow module work for images work? Usually Tkinter is combined with pillow, so you create a TK pillow image, and only then you can convert it into a widget. So you basically load your image from your computer into a TK image with tkimage.photo image. I remember it, holy smokes. And yeah, you just load it, and then you convert it into a image widget, actually a label widget with an image attribute, which you set to your Tkinter image. So if you're curious to see how it looks like in demonstrations and not in words, I have this tutorial, Create GUI App with Tkinter and SQLite, 7 days ago. Check it out. I show you everything over there. You're gonna love it. It's a really nice tutorial. Okay, congrats. I hope you reach 1 million. Please, how can we pass coding interview questions to get hired? Awesome questions. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to do a series of interviews with professional developers, and I'm going to ask them exactly this. But until I get there, okay, there's something you can do. And this is a really nice tip, and I've implemented it. It worked for me. It's great. So you go to LinkedIn, you're looking for connections, or you're looking for people who are working in the same industry you would like to get interviewed by. So for example, for example, you've been fantasizing about a career in data science. Look for data science professionals, look for data science specialists in your areas, and try to see if they would like to meet you for something called an informational interview. Okay, it is an official lingo to find a job. So this interview is not, you don't go to them as they're being your employer and you're them employee. No, you're going there as a colleague. So you basically meet a person who already works in the industry. You buy them coffee, of course, because they took their time to come meet you, and you ask them all the questions you have. So first question is, are you happy in this industry? How many years you've been working in this industry, and what is your favorite part? Ask them things that are relevant to your journey. Okay, so how do you start? What kind of projects did you apply with? Did you study in a university, or are you a self-taught developer? All kinds of questions like that. And usually it takes 15-20 minutes to get this information. And actually, a person whom I had an interview with, this type of informational interview over the phone, he actually commented here. So you stay in touch with those folks, and some of them, they have really, really nice positions in all kinds of industries. So even if you cannot find a job from it, first of all, you find an advice. Second of all, you already have a contact who works in this industry. And if you maintain this relationship, if you maintain this contact, maybe you might become friends. Maybe one day they will think about, hey, we need to hire a new junior developer. And I don't know who to hire, but they remember that they were sitting with you, they were drinking coffee with you, you were a very polite, very interesting person to talk to. They may consider you. So make connections, make networking. LinkedIn is really, really good for that. But not just LinkedIn. Go to your local community. See if within your contacts you have these type of people. Very often, what I find out right now I'm looking at profiles of my friends from back home. Most of them are programmers. It's insane. Like people who you would never imagine would go learning computer science are now programmers. It's You'd be surprised how many people in your network are already doing this. You just may not be aware. So definitely get some informational interviews. That's how it's called. Okay, I got an informational interview about how to run YouTube as well. Right, I went to a channel that was much bigger than mine, that already had experience, that um, already tried things, made mistakes, and you can learn from them. So if you can learn from them, do that. That's always the best. I think CentOS was based upon older versions of Red Hat Linux. Yeah, you're right. Which is paid though. If you find a private version, you might have your CentOS perfectly up to date. Yeah, I guess a pirate version. I don't know how I feel about installing a pirate version of an operating system on my computer. Who knows who this pirate is? Like I used to pirate all the time, by the way. I'm only paying for software now because I'm doing this professionally, but my my young days. Yeah, so the beauty of knowing Russian is that in Russia there's not a lot of regulations on on internet usage. So if you cannot find something to download and pirate in an English speaking website, you just type the name of the software followed by skachat, which is the Russian word for download, and you find everything you need. Now, I don't know how it works right now with the search engines. They're very limited, but yeah, that's how I used to pirate before. Congrats. I hope you seen this comment. I have seen this comment. For web development, Python doesn't perform as well as other frameworks in other languages. Yes, I think web development Python is a bit behind, even though folks are really enjoying to use Python as a backend. Okay, so front end, is usually JavaScript, CSS, HTML. Even though if your front end is already in JavaScript, it kind of makes sense that your back end will be in JavaScript too, but it's all a matter of personal preference. You can always use Node.js and things of that sort. I don't know. I got very excited when I found out that Python can be used for front end stuff as well. So we'll see where it goes. We will see where it goes. Self-study is much harder though, as you only have yourself. And I would, it's a steeper learning curve, but it's worth the reward. You have to be organized, absolutely. And it depends on the person. Some people, it's easier for them when they meet somebody who explains them things in person. And there are a lot of lecturers who do this online too. You can find them interacting with you. But in many YouTube videos, in many Coursera or IDX or Udemy or Udacity videos, you would very often deal with somebody who's just reading from the teleprompt. I don't know, many of them are professional developers, but it doesn't mean that they're good in terms of presentation. A teacher, is somebody who learned the aspect of writing the lesson plan as well as presenting it. Okay, and what we do right now is we're trying to teach, but we're not exactly teachers. So we get better with time, we improve with time, and everything takes time. Everything takes time and practice. Just be patient. The only problem in terms of self-study is that many often, not always, okay, you may find it harder to find a job. Okay, maybe, depending on how brilliant you are, how many code examples you have. You will always have to this extra step of proving your worth when you actually study. When you do a master's degree or a bachelor degree or associate degree, even a boot camp of some sort, you already have receipts. You already have a stamp of approval in advance. So the employer, they know a bit better what to expect from you. And actually, not the employer, the human resource guy. Because very often you're not applying your resume to your employer, you're applying it to a human resource person that don't necessarily know much about programming. So even if you're the most brilliant programmer and you don't have a degree, some human resource people will just discard your application. It happens. It happens, folks. Now, another problematic thing, and this is something that happened to my family members, is they've been working in the same company for many, many years. So imagine yourself, you're a software engineer, you find your job 10 years ago and you worked for this company. You didn't have a degree. You didn't need a degree back then. and you have all those years of experience. You're a senior developer, you're very independent, and you're very knowledgeable. When your company closes or when you're starting to look for another job, it's much more difficult for you than even for new coming students, okay? Because you have this 10 years of experience in the same company with the same tools, with the exact same programs, while the entire world has developed in the meanwhile. So you may be in a disadvantage. It happens to people. Even though they're smart, they know exactly what they're doing, they can manage an entire team, you will still need to prove your skills, which sucks, especially if you're very knowledgeable. That's the only disadvantage. Okay. Holy smokes, I see the same comment 1,000 times. Okay. Let's see. Another thing, what's the easiest GUI making platform? I find that KiwiMD is the most most intuitive to me, because first of all, you don't need to think about design much because they're already pre-designed most of their widgets. Plus, you see all kinds of examples in the documentation. So, two things that really strike me in terms of frameworks and libraries and things of that sort. It's the documentation and it's the ease of use. Not always am I going to measure how long it takes for the application to run or how many resources it uses or whatever. I'm going to care about how long it takes me to write a program with this application, and how easy it is to me to find examples and widgets and information about this library. That's my consideration. But again, everybody has their own personal preferences. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution at all. I love your accent. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have an accent in all the language I am I am talking in. Lifelong immigrant. Maria, what's the best library to create GUI using Python? Yeah, that's my favorite is KiwiMD. Kiwi is great too. PyQt5 is also really good. Skinter is my least favorite, probably. Pygame is really intuitive as well. I like it. Yeah, it's your personal preferences. My advice, try it and see if you like it better than others. Okay, do all kinds of different projects. Do one project with a Skinter GUI, do another project with a KiwiMD GUI, and then you can compare between the two. Personal preference is key. I didn't realize you don't know about Wine. It's a translation layer on Linux to run Windows on Linux. Steam uses Proton, which is built on Wine to run games on Stream OS. I've never done any gaming on Linux. Never, ever. And this computer of mine, the Rogue build, that is perfect for gaming. I have all the specs that any gamer is just dreaming about. My CPU is an Alder Lake CPU. Alder Lake CPUs are best, are working best with Windows 11 in particular. And that's what I am using on my Rogue build. Even though I have an Alma Linux, which I really, really like, and I use it too. I'm heavily into SQL Server. Any plans on creating some content specific working with relational databases or NoSQL? So NoSQL, I'm going to cover MongoDB for sure. For sure. It's very popular these days, and I find it very convenient. Now, I think that there's a lot of information about databases online, as much as I found a lot of it. So I think we will hold off with this database series that I've been planning. So maybe you'll see slight drips of MySQL, and maybe MongoDB once in a while, but I will not dive into this topic as much as I will dive into algorithms and data structures. I think it's a bit more important, and I don't think that there's enough simple resources on it. But yeah, database, I find it to be a very simple topic to learn. There's all kinds of different resources. And yeah, I'm going to do a Python learning resources stream very soon. So I'll be able to share some nice tutorials on it. Ahmed is asking, can you speak Arabic? La. I know a little bit. Ahlan wa sahlan, kif halak, the simple things. I can probably manage just, talking to to salespeople on the street, but the thing about Arabic is there are so many different dialects, and the dialect I specifically learned in school is a literature dialect. So I don't think anybody speaks it on the streets, you know? It's tough. It's tough. There's so many different versions, but I know how to read. It doesn't help me much because I don't know how to speak, but I do know how to read. Okay, what's the cheapest way to host MongoDB? Don't ask me this. Don't ask me this yet. We will talk about this sort of stuff in a special video. Hosting, yeah, we will reserve it to a special video. I used Kinter because it's core, not because it's great. Yeah, you're right. Kinter, it's just, first of all, it's the most popular GUI that Python has by far. If you guys have a channel about programming and you're looking to grow your audience, okay, consider covering Kinter. It doesn't matter what you film, everybody's watching it. It's just very, very popular, okay? So, yep, it is. That's how it goes. By the way, I got Quadcast after you, Em. Oh, I scrolled a bit and I'm at the bottom of the list again. Sorry, folks. It just happens. It just happens. Can you teach us image perspective transformation with OpenCV? I have a bunch of videos of about OpenCV, but not perspective transformation. Let's see. Let's see what I have here. Shooby-doo papa, shooby-doo papa. I forgot, folks. I can't even find it. I guess it's not in a special playlist, eh? Maybe it's in the GUI playlist? Oh! Yeah, never mind. OpenCV, I have like 3 tutorials on the topic. You can find them on my blog, which I've recommended earlier. Do I have it open or do I not have it open? Yeah, there you go. So if you navigate to my blog mariashah.com or pythonsimplified.ca, you can find this video navigator of mine. And here, there are a sequential order of my videos, and you can find this OpenCV videos everywhere. There's this one, which is object-oriented programming with OpenCV. You have slightly more simple videos. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna, yeah, here it is. This is how to draw with OpenCV, which is something that's meant to replace Photoshop in a way. And another video about OpenCV is where I show you how to stream from your phone using IP webcam to your Python file, which is really cool. We can actually do a nice project on it. What I had in mind was creating a news broadcast kind of an application. So yeah, I have so many ideas, you guys. Not enough time to implement them. Study too hard. We need a chooby-doo-bop-bop death metal song from Python Mom. The album should be called The Dark Mode. The Dark Mode of the Moon. Yeah. We will do this. We will do this one day. Yeah, I don't know how the rest of the audience will appreciate a heavy metal theme song, but yeah. Cool. So yeah, by the way, we have Josh and we have Badger in the comments, who are not only moderating on YouTube, but also moderating on our Discord server. They are professional developers and they are here to answer all your questions if they want to be here. They don't have to be here. They choose to be here to help you. So definitely use them. Use them while they are here. Thank you so much, guys. I don't thank you enough. I should. You're awesome. If you are a beginner, you would have to install a lot of libraries by yourself on these libraries like Flask API or Flask. Also, Django is really well organized. Django is pretty secure. Okay, Siam, I trust Siam. I've seen his web development project, at least one of them that he shared. He designed a CodeGem website. I really liked it. So yeah, Siam is also a moderator. He's not a moderator on YouTube, but he is on Discord. I'm originally from CT2, Danbury, Bethel, hail from San Diego now. A good friend of mine just moved to San Diego only a few weeks ago. Yeah, there's a mass exile from Canada. Hopefully I'll join them very soon. How can I showcase a Python portfolio to employers when my best data analytics work is done with Python within a proprietary and rarely used software environment? It's a good question. It's a very good question. Can you, is there a way for you to convert these applications into something you can upload to GitHub? Because what is mostly common is to upload all your code to GitHub and to do it from there. Now, I'm not sure what software environment you're using, but maybe try something different, because if you use a proprietary software, you expect from your employer to use it as well, and it's not always the case. And not only your employer, but the human resource guy who's looking, or gal who's looking at your resume and portfolio, they would need to have this software to view it. So you need to find a way of making it more approachable, to a lot of people. So yeah, I wouldn't know. Maybe Serial, write this platform in the comments below. Maybe Josh and Badger and Siam can give you some guidance on this one. Definitely check in with them. Okay, a pirate I was meant to be. Trim the sails and roam the sea with a bottle of rum and a yo ho ho. Yeah, love pirates. One of my favorites. Sea lovers. Yeah. I just want to say thank you. You helped me so much on my Python machine learning journey. Ooh, your explanations are absolutely best. Thank you so much. Yes, I agree. I rarely agree with compliments. I always get very shy, but my machine learning series, actually deep learning series, is really good. Really, really good. And I'm saying this because it's so simplified that anybody can understand it. You don't need to have a lot of background with mathematics and programming even before you're diving into those videos of mine. They're very simple concepts with lots of illustrations, and mostly the most important part, some examples, step-by-step examples. And we are coding a lot. We are creating a neural network from scratch using libraries that are not exactly conventional. So we're using NumPy and pandas, which is not what we use usually to build neural networks, and yet, because we are so proficient with our math, we are able to do so. So I highly recommend you guys to navigate to my channel, where you can find this machine learning, artificial intelligence series, and yeah, enjoy. You're gonna love it. This video is a nice introduction video. This video is diving much deeper into neural networks, much deeper. So I highly recommend it. Perceptron is a very basic algorithm. It's a single unit of logic in a huge neural network. So you can look at it as a neuron in a brain, right? This is the equivalent. And this is what we're talking about in this tutorial. Next, we have cross entropy loss, which is an error function. It sounds bombastic, but it's actually easy. And we have gradient descent, which is an algorithm which we use to train our neural network. So yeah, definitely have a look. This is a trained basic neural network. This is about machine learning databases. And these two tutorials are quite old, so don't even watch them. Please do if you are dealing with a, how is it called? Bag of words neural networks. But if you don't, yeah, don't. I was very new to this back at the day. This is my first attempt for artificial intelligence videos, and they're not as simplified as the rest of my videos are. So yeah, this is if you're an expert. Definitely go there. Cool. Let's see other questions. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Joshua is asking serial perfect. So definitely have a conversation in the comments. Yeah. I think PHP is better for backend. Interesting. Actually, confession, I've used PHP as backend only once. It is very embarrassing. It is very embarrassing, but actually LAMP principles, they can be applied on Python too, because Python and PHP, they're both P, so it kind of makes sense. I use Node.js, I use JavaScript for backend, and I use Python for backend, and that's it. That's the majority of my backend experience. I am a front-end person, but Dev Sakib is saying that PHP is better. Definitely give it a try, even though I always go for Python. Super curious to see where Python performance will land after their upcoming release, how it stacks on Tecmo. on this long word that I cannot pronounce. I am curious about every new development of Python because I don't know why. Intuitively, I just jumped on this language and I cannot let go. And it doesn't matter which other language I look at, none of them is as intuitive as Python to me. So I'm very excited to see what the future brings. Like, if you look at the popularity of Python, it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And I don't think there's going to be an end. So my vision about Python, my ultimate future vision for Python is that one day it will be just as fast as C++, but we will be able to do it with simple commands. So I'm hoping that this will be the case, because this will make programming so much more approachable to everyone. Okay, there's things about C++ and other C languages which are just intimidating. Okay, but if we can get rid of them, if we can use a low-level language, a high-level language to implement low-level commands, oh my god, I'm very excited. That would be really awesome. Python in the browser, that works. Brighton, hint, hint, maybe worth a video. Brighton is cool, but I think if it's Python in the browser, I'm gonna stick with PyScript. I have a good feeling about it. I know that one day it's gonna be really good, but Brighton, definitely a good idea. This is something that already has a documentation. And yeah, I can't remember what was the disadvantage of Brighton. We talked about it in the previous few streams, but there was one single disadvantage that I can't seem to remember. And that's why I didn't cover it just yet. That's the TechMem power, the long word that Badger was talking about. Yeah, it is actually a site. Yeah, let's see. PHP is kind of old now. Yeah, it's much more in fashion to use Python. Python is old too. Yeah, but it's growing in popularity, while PHP, I don't know, is it growing or is it? I had a video about Google Trends results not too long ago, so maybe it changed. What's Facebook? I only know Meta. Yeah, exactly. What is Facebook? What? Most internet uses PHP thanks to WordPress. That's right. Yeah, they're using PHP. But people still, I don't know if they, correction, I don't know if they, people who use WordPress are necessarily proficient with PHP, but it's part of the framework. Platform. What is WordPress? It is a platform. So, but people still love to work in Python, web frameworks like Django and Flask, also new frameworks like Fast API. Yeah, I get a lot of requests for Fast API. Maybe I will cover it soon. Okay. Yeah, Badger refuses to call Facebook by the name of Meta. Yeah, they're always Facebook. Yeah, they did a rebranding, but I think it was only for themselves. They're the only ones who appreciate this rebranding kind of a thing. I agree. Facebook uses Mark Zuckerberg, not a good example. Yep. I prefer PHP over Mark Zuckerberg, that's for sure. I prefer C++ and Java combined. Is OpenCV is the type of artificial intelligence? No, OpenCV is basically a computer vision library. You can use it to load images. You can use it to process images. And yeah, there's actually certain machine learning things you can do with it. I wouldn't call it artificial intelligence necessarily, but yeah, OpenCV is widely used, and not just because it's a C Python library, like it's written in C, but it's implemented in Python, but because it is available for all kinds of different languages, not just Python. So people are really, really enjoying OpenCV. Whenever I'm using PyTorch and I need to load an image, I usually use OpenCV rather than Pillow. The reason is Pillow is pretty much the Python equivalent of OpenCV. OpenCV is written in C. Pillow, I believe, is written in pure Python, if I'm not mistaken. So there's the only caveat I have when it comes to the TK image that I showed you in the previous tutorial of the Tkinter application. That's the only problem I have there. We're using Pillow, and it kind of, while Tkinter is implemented with C, Pillow is implemented with Python, so it might slow down our application or something. I didn't fully test everything. Instagram uses Django. Oh, wow. I didn't know. I did not know that. Okay. As a mechatronics electrical engineer, I started backend with PHP, then learned about security, and I found it nice and easy. Nice. Nice. So do you work? This is interesting. So I guess it's the mechatronics part rather than the electrical engineering part that is using the PHP side of things. I vaguely remember hearing about Xanga back in the day. I have never heard of it. Never ever. Yeah, I know people most likely worked with Node.js. So Node.js became very, very popular. Actually, JavaScript became popular thanks to Node.js, if I'm not mistaken. Like, people were not using it very often. And then when JavaScript became available for the back end as well, not just the front end, holy smokes, people got crazy. So yeah, it's really, really, I use Node.js. It's very, very convenient. I loved it. I prefer Python, but it's just a personal preference. I don't know if I have a reason. I don't know. It's my comfort zone, Python. I know it so well. And there's something about the JavaScript syntax that is not perfect. There's the semicolons in the end, and the for loops are just annoying, even though there's new syntaxes that are handling for loops a bit better. But yeah. Okay, so folks are talking to each other. I am 41 old years. It's later for studying Python. No, I've seen people at 80 start. I think one of the comments was by somebody who turned 80 and he was just starting to learn artificial intelligence, which is really cool. I know people who at 60 they decided they want to start a new career. They started, learning a different path in the university. It's never too late. And Python in particular is just so simple. You don't need a lot of years to master it. You can master it much, much faster. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, Badger agrees with me. It's never too old to start. Okay, benefit with using Node at backend is that you just have to use one language, both backend and frontend. That's right. That's what makes it so convenient. That's JavaScript. Can you make a tutorial about AIogram? Never heard of it. If I see a bunch of, usually when I see a bunch of requests, I film video. The only reason why I'm not filming an algorithms and data structures video at this point of time is because it's not a video, it's a whole series. So we're waiting with this. But generally, if I see a bunch of comments on the same topic, you betcha I'll cover it, of course. Okay, thank you so much. See what else? Shoo-be-doo papa. Learning the fundamentals helps you pick up other languages easier. I agree. I definitely agree. I don't think I would have been so confident about C++ if I didn't know Python and JavaScript in advance. Some languages are just easy to implement principles with. So first I think that how it used to work back in the day is you would read a book which will teach you all about the principles of programming, and only then you would start implementing it with a language. I find that it's a bit easier to learn a language first, and then as you experiment, you start, implementing programming principles and learning more about how to improve your software. I find it to be I almost turned off the mic again. Okay, it didn't happen. Okay, greetings from Peru. Greetings. Oh, okay. I lost all the comments again. Beautiful. How to build a Telegram scraper with Python. Now, Telegram is one platform that I haven't automated yet, but yeah, we should. I'm using Telegram for many, many years. The group of my family is on Telegram. So yeah, it's a personal favorite. These Telegram scam bots are everywhere. That's right. But sometimes when you have a group with a lot of people, implementing a bot makes a lot of sense. It's just like our Discord bot, which Badger just finished building not too long ago. It helps us with organizing a code jam and things of that sort. So in Telegram, there's a way of automating things, or maybe letting the moderators know that something's going on in the chat because they're not always available. Python simplified. We moderate on here, but you keep showing messages that were moderated, that keep showing messages that I don't know what you mean, Badger. Was I? Thank you, mods. Yeah, that's right. So see, I'm using StreamYard, which is not YouTube. On StreamYard, you don't have any fancy indication that you're a moderator, because it doesn't really get all the it doesn't really, it's helpful to work across several platforms, like across several social media platforms, but you don't really get the same benefits as you would get if I were to use YouTube directly. I think it's important to stream across different platforms. I do have people from LinkedIn joining in, so it's nice. Yeah, Siam did make a pretty dope looking site. I agree. Learning about databases using SQLite is my next step, God willing. SQLite is my favorite way of implementing databases, but it's my favorite because it's the most simple one. Yeah, with SQLite, you don't need much. You don't really need a special server or anything. You can just do it from a Python file. And luckily, Diogo, I have a bunch of really nice tutorials on SQLite. Check them out. I don't know if I might have a special database series for that. Let's see. Anyone ever go through the Python X course from their mobile device? Thank you for your positivity. Absolutely. Positive is my second name. Not exactly. It's 13-letter long in terms of my last name, but Sha is good enough. SQL is like a more advanced Excel. True, but less visual. Much less visual. Congratulations, love your content. I use Vue.js for front end, Django for back end, PySimple GUI for GUI, and Postgres for database, and Linux Mint for OS. Awesome. So there you go. Here's a combination that Brandcore is using. Lol, I hate programming on mobile devices. I don't know how you can do this. My phone is not really allowing me to do it very well. There is a spam bot that asks for messaging them on Telegram, and then they have a gift for you. Okay. This is a good thing to talk about in a YouTube advice video. Let's talk about giveaways. Very often, there are certain keywords in the title of your video or in the description or in whatever that trigger a special type of phishing bot. So it's a bot that has a very similar name to the channel you are on. It has the exact same profile picture of this channel, and very often it replies to videos that are labeled as giveaways. It happened to me. So you write this giveaway video, you're like, hey, I'm giving away this awesome piece of equipment, and then you don't get comments on this video saying that that somebody won. You get comments to people's comments. Okay, and that's why it doesn't pop on my end. So I cannot see that this bot is interacting with you, or else somebody is writing me a comment saying, hey, Maria, look at the comments. There's somebody who's pretending to be you, and then I take care of that. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't recommend anybody to do giveaways ever, because you would think that it will grow your audience, and within your audience, you believe that a lot of people would get the message. But no, because of these bots, and because so many people are reporting them, your video may not get as much exposure as you imagine you would have. Another thing is, if you're organizing a giveaway and a big nice company doesn't have your back, make sure you're giving away a very cheap product, because you cannot send a product that is above a certain price as a gift from your country to another country. You just simply can't. In some cases, you can do so, and the person who receives it would have to pay some kind of a fee to customs. But in most cases, especially when it comes to expensive hardware such as GPU and things of that sort, it's too expensive. They just keep it in customs, and they'll just return it back to you. Okay, so a huge shout out to NVIDIA for helping me get the GPU to Nils. He got it. Everything is great. But I almost got a heart attack when I checked the customs notice that tells me that, hey, you cannot send this gift. So yeah, Yeah, so if you see a comment with somebody who calls themselves Python Simplified 1 or Python Gap Simplified, Dash Simplified, and it tells you that you want something, that's definitely not me. Okay, I'm not gonna if I'm telling you that you want something, it has to be as part of a giveaway. And if it's part of a giveaway, I'm probably not gonna comment, not gonna leave you a comment under your post saying that you won. I'm gonna reach out to you in a different way. So yeah, these are scam bots, these are phishing bots, and yeah, hopefully YouTube will know how to handle them, because it's happening in a lot of giveaway videos. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. Shoo-be-doo papa, shoo-be-doo papa. How to run Selenium code in multiple Firefox profiles in parallel. You would need an API service for that. Okay. You will need something called actors. Okay. So you'll need to run multiple instances of Selenium, and you cannot do this from your machine. So what you can do, go to an API web scraping service, for example, Epify. We'll talk about them soon. We'll talk about them very, very soon. Okay. And not only that you have solutions here to get, not only that you have solutions that allow you not to be detected by the websites, as in proxies, but you also can run multiple instances of scrapers at once. And actually, you have a handy dandy list of ready scrapers for you to use. Now, this is a paid. This is a paid service. In most cases, APIs are not. It's something that you usually do as a subscription basis, and it's something that you do because you are web scraping all the time. This is what you do professionally. For example, it's the same as me, paying for Adobe Illustrator and Premiere. If you're a data analyst and a data scientist, and in most cases you are scraping a lot. Okay, so in those cases you will work with APIs rather than Selenium. What I'm showing you is mostly a solution for like private people who study, people who are still on their journey, not exactly professionals. But yeah, Selenium can be used for some incredible applications. But yeah, let's see. Shooby-doo papa. How do you create thumbnails? They are awesome. Thank you so much. So the way I create thumbnails is using Adobe Illustrator. So for example, this is the Twitter stream that I totally messed up, and I got so upset after that I didn't stream for about a month after. Okay, so let me show you. So basically what you see here is a bunch of bitmaps and vectors combined together. So first of all, I take a picture in my living room, and then I trace. See this blue line? Can you actually see it? Actually, let me give it a bit of let me give it a stroke of some kind. There you go. You see this line that I'm drawing around? Shooby-doo-bop-bop, shooby-doo-pop-bop. So you basically take the pen tool. You can find it right over here. You have your, you cannot see it even. Okay, so you design a shape, you freely design it, and then you basically click on the shape along with the image behind it, and then you make a clipping mask. That's it. That's how I usually incorporate my photo inside. Now, in terms of the graphics, what I do is I navigate to a website such as a Flat Icon or FreePic, and this is where I get this bot image, for example. And the way I get this bot is without this fancy hair. This is something I've added. So this was the bot. Okay, and on top of it, I've added some hair. So what I did is I downloaded this piece of hair, and I slightly modified it to be longer and blonder and not to have those things around it. I also dragged and dropped. Actually, I was about to use this one instead. Before I turned it into a lady bot, it was supposed to be a pretender bot like that. But this is the beauty of working with something called vectors. There's two different kinds. There's more than two different kinds of images, but let's talk about two main kinds of images. One that is a raster image. Okay, so for example, if we now go deep, we can see those little lines, those little squares. We call those squares pixels, okay? So let's go to somewhere that, okay, here, for example. You see those squares? This is a pixel. Oh, actually, I cannot draw it because it's so small. But yeah, each of those squares is a pixels. When you are able to zoom in so much into a picture and you see those squares, this means that you're working with a raster image. Okay, it's not a vector. A vector is more of a mathematical formula. Okay, it's more of a it is something that you can easily edit and you can easily change its color. And usually that's what we do with programs like Illustrator. Photoshop is reserved for raster images. So if I need to edit my image here, I simply find it in the links menu. I click here on this thingy, on those 3 lines, and I click on edit in Photoshop. You cannot see it very well because my screen is no longer zoomed in. Every time my spouse sits in front of the computer, he changes my zoom in settings because I can't see very well and he can see very well. And in here, in Photoshop, you can then edit this image as much as you want. So what I do with this image is I add some white. Basically, I take this tool and I add a bit of white around my eyes. I add it right over here. This is just a demonstration. I already added it. I add a bit of white on my nose and sometimes here on the lips. Okay. You also can edit some basic settings with your image. Another thing I do is I go to Image, Adjustments. I go to Brightness, Contrast. I change the brightness to like 20. Again, this image is already edited, so it's probably a bad example. And I change the contrast to 15. Okay. You press OK. And now you can save this image in place. You can close Photoshop. And once you open, for example, let's just do it here, just to demonstrate you. And then you see this message popping saying, some files are missing or modified in the link panel. And you said, yes, update those files. Boom. Our image is now different. So this is why it's so convenient to work with a suite like Adobe. All those software, they're designed to work with one another. So you are designing your raster images in Photoshop. You design your vectors and you combine them with raster images in Illustrator. You design all kinds of frames for your application. For example, if you go right now, I'm a bit messy, guys, so I'm not going to show you all my mess. Actually, I need to make it tidier. So I have something called a frames file. And in this file, let's have a look. I've designed all kinds of frames one by another. And this is basically the animations you see in my videos. So first of all, what I do, I design them inside Illustrator, and this is how it should look like. Now, another thing I do is sometimes I remove their background. Okay, that's why all those files are quite white. Okay, and then once I have all those frames organized and arranged and they're nicely done on the same document, I go to File, I save as, and what I do is I save all of them. I choose a name, let's say all frames T. I press OK, and then I have an option to save each artboard to a separate file. So what it does, it saves each of those documents that are white here to a file, and then you can easily drag and drop them into your Premiere. So you don't need to save them into PNG images. You can just leave this document open and you can edit it as you go. So it makes your video editing process so much more convenient when you're using a suite such as Adobe Suite. I don't know of any other suites who do the same thing, but I do know that there's alternatives to all these applications. So if you don't want to pay for it, what you do is you look for, hold on, shoo-be-doo pop-up, shoo-be-doo pop-up. You look for Inkscape. And this is the equivalent, this software is the equivalent of Illustrator. The equivalent of Photoshop, which is open source and absolutely free, is GIMP. There you go. This is Photoshop. Now, in terms of the video editing software, I had people recommending me about it, and I completely forgot the name. So let's see, Linux video editing software. Let's see if I can find it fast. If I don't, I promise I'm going to keep you updated elsewhere. Candid, that's why I don't remember the name of it, because it's Dan Live. Yeah, that's the one I got recommendations from. Never tried it, never used it, but folks were saying that it's really, really good. So if you're looking for open source alternatives, these would be good. Are they as convenient as working with a integrated suite? Probably not. But if you do this once a month, if you do this once in half a year, there's really no point for you to pay for these software. If you do this on a daily basis, sure, pay for it. It will save you lots of time. Definitely. Not worth the pirating. Not worth it. These days, all software are subscription based, so it's much harder to pirate, even though still possible. Possible, yeah. Not going to show you how, but it's possible. Let's see. Shooby-doo-pap-pap. I'm using Jupyter Notebook, but I haven't been able to connect with Google Sheets. There are all types of problem solving available on internet. Nothing worked. Suggestions. Google Sheets. So if you're using Jupyter Notebook, why don't you use just Google Colab, which is the Google version of Jupyter Notebook? Let's actually navigate there together. I do have it in a few videos of mine. I do have it for sure. So let's go to your, okay, let's say that you go to your, I'm going to have to show you my emails if I do so. Actually, so let's go into an email of mine that I'm not using. Okay, let's go into my Gmail. Okay, nobody emails me from here. Facebook, I don't even have a Facebook. And the Twitter is from my bot, Lily, which is still alive. You know, it's a Twitter bot, Lily. Nothing happened. Nobody dropped it. Nobody detected it, even though publicly I've admitted it works. Now, what you do here is you basically, you basically go to this Connect More Apps section, and you look for Colab, which is not here. Okay, so you go to your drive. Forget about what I was saying you about the email. Go to your drive, and this is my artwork, by the way. I've been telling you guys that I'm doing illustrations and stuff like that. This is what I do. This is my thing. This is my designs and illustrations. Watermelon design. Yeah. I wanted to be a designer at a certain point of time, but it didn't happen. So what do we do inside here is we do actually we go to new and we go to more, and here we can find Google Collaboratory. You open it. Shooby-doo-pap-pap, shooby-doo-pap-pap, ooh la 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 la. Okay, and I have it in dark mode. Perfect. So this is a notebook interface. Now you can print. Hello, Maria. Right? It'll take some time for it to run, but it's going to run. Beautiful. And you can run your Python code in here now. The beauty of it is you can actually connect your Google Drive there, and you can fetch your Google Sheets Sheets, I guess, Google Sheets files from there. Another really cool benefit of using Google Colab, well, there's a downside that everything you do here, Google is aware of. So a lot of people don't like it, but the benefit is you go to runtime and you go to, you guys, change runtime type. Then instead of none, you can go for GPU. So you don't need to have a fancy GPU on your computer to train a neural network for free. You can just access the free GPU of Google Colab. Now, is it perfect? No. You may get interrupted along the way. So maybe 8 hours after your 8 hours after your training, it may get disconnected and things will be problematic. And sometimes it's not as fast as you would imagine. But yeah, that's what Google Colab offers you. Cool. Now, if you're curious how you can connect your drive there, I have a bunch of videos on the topic. Actually, a dedicated video for I show you how to do this here, how to make a graph in 10 minutes. Show you exactly how to do it there. We connect our Google Drive and we actually fetch a bunch of documents from there. We save documents as well. Another video where I'm demonstrating this is here, coding software. I'm actually comparing between Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab in here. It's one of my first videos, so my apologies on the thick Russian accent and on the presentation that you're not used to. What else? What else? I wonder. No. And there's two other videos. These neural networks videos, they also use Google Colab as well as their GPU abilities. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. So yeah, Jupyter Notebook is not the solution if you're using Google Sheets. Use a Google-based notebook. She should get a brother to teach her Unity engine, build some games. My brother is is doing Unity engine and building some games. I offered him to film tutorials here because he's very much like me, but with a huge beard. Very, very similar, right? His beard is much more powerful than mine, but yeah, he's doing this. He doesn't want to show his face in a video, and I'm insisting with him that this is much more interactive than not showing a face. So that's why he's not on the channel. Hopefully he'll join me one day. Hopefully he will. This is Python Simplified Junior. He's 12 years younger than me. Yeah. Python is all hail Python. Yeah, I agree. It is popular, but it's growing in popularity. It is not nearly as popular as it should be, as far as I'm concerned. Anaconda acquires Python anywhere. What is your opinion? So Anaconda is purchasing Python? I don't care. I love Anaconda. I don't have a problem. I don't know. How can you purchase Python? Can you? Wow. I don't know it's an option. Maybe I should pinch into. Yeah, let's see. What? Спасибо, Oleg. Thank you so much. I am in my 3rd year in engineering. Should I focus on data structures more? Because I am interested more in development. Engineering and development, in many cases, they do cross paths, especially when it comes to robotics. So it's all up to you. What is more interesting to you? So if you're interested in development, data structures is part of development, but it's more part of data science than software development. So if you're looking for web development, try learning something about object-oriented programming. There's all kinds of different fields you can go for. Maybe try OOP is a good start, probably. Python on microcontrollers has been great for me, much faster to implement quick projects, and with newer system speed isn't too much of an issue. Nice. I don't think that Python is particularly slow. Most Python libraries, most of my favorite Python libraries, I should say, they're written in C. Again, we need to test the fact that Python is slow. We need to test it. And just because people are saying it online, I don't necessarily believe them. I want to see proofs. I want to see a stamp of approval, okay? And even if I do, I want to test it myself. Just in case. You don't know. Maybe this person has a bias. Right? I'm telling you that I have a bias when it comes to Python. So, so I'd like to check for myself. Python can only import pure Python libraries. Aha! Thank you so much, Katrina, for the only disadvantage of Python. It cannot work with OpenCV. It cannot work with NumPy. It cannot work with Pandas, which are my favorite libraries. That's why I don't cover Python. Yep. Awesome. Thank you. I'm looking to learn how to use Tkinter to be able to design my programs graphically. Yeah, Tkinter is good because a lot of people are using it, but yeah, I don't know if it's my favorite. Check out a bunch of different options. See what suits you better. And yeah. Yep. Cool. So I'm about to wrap things up because we're almost 3 hours here. And my spouse was so quiet during this time. He's sitting in the living room. I must be driving crazy. Okay, let's see. So last few comments, and then we're going to end this stream. We will do another nice stream very, very soon. Okay, let's see. Unexpected keyboard from F. Doyd is pretty good. On-screen keyboard. By the way, in Python Simplified, your Twitter bot video, you should use new Selenium syntax. I've looked it up in the documentation. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is, where I can find it, but the documentation is still instructing me to give the exact same commands I've been giving for the past 2 years. I know that you see an error popping up in Jupyter. I searched it. I was about to switch to the new syntax, but how on earth am I supposed to find it if the documentation is not advising it? Oh, I don't know, you guys. I will once I figure it out. If you guys, looks like my camera just got disconnected, folks. Yep, that's what happens when you're streaming for 3 hours. So yeah, I'm just gonna turn myself off. And yeah, thank you so much for joining this stream. Thank you so much for all your questions. I had lots of fun. So yeah, now I know. Oh my God, yeah, no politics here, folks. But yeah, thanks for joining. We'll see you soon in another stream. Sorry for all the folks that I couldn't comment. I couldn't reply to their comments. I keep losing comments as soon as I scroll down a little bit. But yeah, we'll see you soon, and have a good one. Thank you so much.